there at Cicero Avenue. The other expressways and tollways are still fairly light. No other issues to report. There's a little road work on the southbound tri-state again this morning till Ogden, scheduled till 6 a.m. No delays there. In Des Plaines, Touhy Avenue is open again after the construction incident yesterday that opened around 10:30 or so last night. There's a delay on Metro's electric line, train 100, due downtown at 5:32. I think about 20 minutes behind schedule. After medical emergency, and there's a shooting investigation on Chicago's northwest side. Police still very busy around Milwaukee and Division Street. Traffic is a service of Rhino Court Allergy Spray. Mornings with allergies can be tough. Take the road to relief with Rhino Court Allergy Spray. From the makers of Zyrtec, Rhino Court Allergy Spray offers powerful 24-hour relief to help make mornings better for those with nasal congestion. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the AirComfort.com Weather Center. 80 years of quality mechanical solutions for your business. Here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Cloudy and breezy today with rain tapering to a couple of showers, high 54. An evening shower in spots followed by a couple of late night rain or snow showers, low 36. Then a rain or snow shower in spots tomorrow, high of 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 41 at O'Hare, 42 along the lakefront. It is 45 at Midway. Your next news update is at 5:30. Continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. And Chicago's Morning Answer starts next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Artistic Dentistry, providing excellence in the art of science and dentistry. Visit donewithdentures.com.
Good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
Will you ever put it behind you?
Oh, I'm sure I will, because there's nothing to it. So since last summer, I think last August, I've said, anytime you want to talk to me, here I am, but nothing inappropriate was done.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
Tonight was a bad night for Hillary Clinton. It was a bad night in the Democratic primary, and it was an even worse night for her in the Republican primary.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe. In for Dan and Amy, who are in Cabo. We'll hear from them a little bit later. You just heard from Ted Cruz, the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party. Whee!
Come on now.
Our phone number.
Come on.
I don't have my card. Where's this is a technical workshop? Where's my card with the phone number here? Was it 312-642-5600? Does that sound right?
That sounds accurate.
That's our turnkey .pro answer line. 312-642-5600. Call in now if you're a despondent Donald Trump aficionado. You know, Trump looked despondent to me during the town hall the other day with, his supplicant, Greta Van Susteren. He was very orange, and he looked like a Syracuse rooter who'd lost in the NCAA. And last night, do you have that quote there, Deb?
You know what? I'm just thinking.
Miss Court Reporter, do you have the quote? Yeah, here's the quote from Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz, and I thought at this point Trump was going to turn the corner because he realized, he keeps talking about how he needs to be presidential.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be that. And he's supposedly going to be coming out with some policy speeches to show that he actually has some substance, that he realizes that the abortion decision was Roe versus Wade, stuff like that. But he said yesterday, Ted Cruz is worse than a puppet. This is a statement that he issued. He is a Trojan horse. Oh, I love the Greek mythological references. Being used by the party bosses attempting to steal the nomination from Mr. Trump. This is from his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
He went on from there. Pretty bad stuff. The war is on. Lion Ted Cruz again.
Well, here's the thing. I've heard you say a few things about Donald Trump that puts me in a position that I have to stand in his defense. One, all these things you said about.
Oh my God!
I heard you with a couple of guests. Yeah, the tariffs. He's going to impose all of these high tariffs and.
Right. His economic plan is the same as Bernie Sanders's.
Actually, I've done more research since last we spoke, and you know that Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Yes, the TPP as we call it. In
the
trade.
TPP.
Yeah.
Well, it actually has tariffs that are thousands, like maybe up to 10,000% more than what we have right now. Believe it or not.
There are tariffs in there that we impose?
That the partnership called for.
I'm not a detailed guy.
Well, I am a detailed woman. It just goes to show you that in all actuality, Trump is not as wild and crazy on the tariffs deal. Plus, he can also, and I think that's a negotiating point that he makes, because he's saying, we'll do 45, get in order, bring me something better, let's negotiate, he'll come down.
Well, I mean,
he's a smart man.
Yeah, he's such a great negotiator that at the debate he said, I'm just throwing that out there. Well, if he's just throwing that out there, they know that he's just throwing it out there. Look, are you familiar with David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage?
No.
Well,
tell me about it.
I don't have time right now.
Then why did you ask?
No, look it up, Google it, come back and give me a report on it. But it basically says, let them impose tariffs, the other countries. Let them do what they do. Remember, everybody was worried about Japan. We were all worried about Japan in the 80s. They were going to take over. Well, where's Japan? They're going down the turlet. So's China. China's got a lot of problems, too. You know, a trade deficit's not a bad thing. When you go to Target and go shop at Target, you have a trade deficit with them. Yeah, but here's the thing. You get goods from Target, so it's not a bad thing.
But see, that's just the problem with our media. Nobody has explained to Americans what exactly this TPP is. And I spent more time than I really care to admit reading on this thing. And it's just not about the tariffs. It gives these corporations so much power. And more importantly, Ted Cruz's wife is on a commission for this. Ted Cruz was for it. I heard him out of his mouth say, yeah, but I kind of rethought it, and now I'm not supporting it.
Well, I don't know that Ted Cruz is a free trader as he purports to be.
But here's the thing. But yet Trump is the bad guy, and Cruz, he was supporting TPP.
Look, it's not all that complicated. Do you want to pay 45% more for whatever you're buying at Walmart? That's what's going to happen.
Or do you want to pay 10,000% more?
The TPP is not going to. There are reasons to be against the TPP. The principal reason to be against the TPP is that it imposes all these ecological and environmental things on all the countries, on us, which is ridiculous.
Actually,
that's the reason to be against the TPP.
The other reason is it gives corporations the right to sue our government if they don't make the profits that they projected.
Okay, there might be some.
I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff
right.
in
If there's
there.
crony capitalism in there, then I'm against it.
That's all I'm
You're
saying.
right about that. I can't believe we got bogged down in it. We're not seeing the big picture, Deb.
Oh, it's
the big picture is that Ted Cruz. This is Victory Wednesday for the Cruz people. This was a watershed moment in the campaign.
You know why I brought that up? Is because when
to
Trump
distract us from the fact that
when Trump calls Ted Cruz a Trojan horse, it's opposed to saying, here we go again. This guy, all he does is attack, attack, attack. Maybe there's something there when he talks about that, because Ted Cruz was for TPP until people are kind of learning a little bit more about it, and suddenly, well, now.
But the basic
now
idea
I'm not.
of free trade is a good thing. It creates wealth for all of us. You're not going to retard globalization. You need the exchange of commerce that way. That's not the way to revitalize America.
That's a good generic speech you just made, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the reality of TPP.
Well, TPP, like I say, the one thing is the environmental aspect. That's it. It imposes all these, these ridiculous controls on us.
It also gives corporations
all right,
the status of governments.
Let's go to Phil.
Yeah.
Hi, Phil, from the north side of Chicago, the baddest part of town. Hi.
Good morning. I really enjoy your show, and I'm in agreement with Deb. And I think that we need to start making things here again. Get rid of this overbearing EPA so the kids are able to have jobs instead of sell drugs. And turn the economy around. Not worry about what the global market's doing. Let's worry about our country first.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate the call. See, but I'm sorry. It doesn't fly. It doesn't work. what Phil says just doesn't work. The EPA, yes, we have burdensome regulations, we're getting, there's a law of diminishing returns to all these environmental things. It's a fetish among the eco freaks. I get that. That's what they're using, That's why they employ climate change, because they just want to take over our lives. I'm with you on that.
What did you just tell me to go and look up some definition of something? You said go
David
Google
Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage.
Now I'm going to give you an assignment.
All right. During the break, we'll do it.
Go and look up TPP, because obviously you don't have a clue of what this really is.
I have.
No, you don't. More generic, yam.
All right. We see how the course of this week has gone. The first 2 days, Deb is, ingratiating, kind, all that. By the end of this show, look, I'm Alexander Haig. I'm in charge right here. Coming back at, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We'll talk more about the main thing, which is the main thing and the main thing. Ted Cruz is on his way to become the president of the United States.
What?
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I suppose you want me to do the weather right now. You've got a policy position to create right now. You don't want to do something as ministerial as the weather. Would you deign to do the weather right now, Deb?
I certainly would.
Go right ahead.
Today, considerable clouds and breezy with rains tapering to a couple of showers. High today of 54, and then tonight cold and an evening shower followed by showers of rain and snow tonight, a low of 36. But tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly with the rain or snow shower. In spots, you can expect your high of 46 degrees. And I expect Jim Talamonte to tell us what's happening out there.
Well, good morning, Deborah. Good morning. Peace and everything good to Deborah and Bruce this morning. You might allow some extra time on the roads. It's wet and it's slow going in spots. Inbound Stevenson. Prepare to slow down approaching Cicero Avenue. The left lane is blocked after a car smacked the wall there. The Edens is fine aside from the rain. The Kennedy as well. No delays to report on the Eisenhower. Inbound Ryan, traffic is bunching up just a little approaching downtown. Bishop Ford, a little heavy approaching the merge. There's still some overnight road work on the southbound tri-state from Ogden to the Stevenson of the right lane. And the westbound Adams Tollway. There's a right lane closure from Roselle to Barrington Road till 3 this afternoon.
How's it going? I've been getting frustrated with all the demands from the higher-ups on saving money and energy. Energy. That's why you chief engineers make the big bucks. Yeah, right. I'm running out of ideas. Lighting, variable frequency drives. Boss, the place I used to work had air filter engineers come in and perform a no-charge energy audit on our air handlers. They ended up saving us thousands of energy dollars just by switching the type of air filters they were using. Air filter engineers? I've heard of them. I've seen those guys at engineer meetings. They were great, and they did the survey for free. Their products, customer service, and deliveries are awesome. You got their number? Yep, right here. 630-384-0400. That's 630-384-0400. You got your phone? Go to filterexperts.com. Type it in, filterexperts.com.
Air Filter Engineers, providing Chicagoland with cleaner air.
How'd you feel this morning? Man, I feel great every morning because I got an awesome night's sleep with MyPillow. I know you hear me rave about MyPillow all the time. If you still aren't sleeping on a MyPillow, why not? You'll feel more rested and have a better day. Man, if you experience headaches, neck pain, insomnia, allergies, MyPillow can make a difference. You have to try MyPillow to experience the benefits. It's a premium pillow with 4 different loft levels to fit you. It's washable, keeps it shape, and supports you where you need it most. That's why it's the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. Act now and get 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. 1 for you and the other is a gift. It's the best offer, I gotta tell you. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. Use the promo code Joe for the 2-for-1 offer. Do it now. 800-489-0201 or online at MyPillow.com. Promo code Joe. 800-489-0201.
Now that spring has arrived, it's likely you're looking forward to the warmer weather. But if you're a business owner, facilities manager, or maintenance engineer, you risk the same potential problem every year. A complete system failure. In fact, up to half of all commercial air conditioning units fail upon startup each season due to the lack of regular maintenance and repair. Let the professionals at Air Comfort make a comprehensive assessment of your mechanical system before there's a problem. A poorly operating air conditioning system results in uneven temperatures and humidity problems, leading to unhealthy mold and mildew growth. Don't compromise your business's overall air quality. Schedule today with Air Comfort. Call 708-345-1900 or visit aircomfort.com. Even if you're under contract with another provider, let Air Comfort provide your second opinion. After all, there's a reason why hundreds of businesses have trusted Air Comfort with their mechanical maintenance for more than 80 years. That's Air Comfort, a tradition of excellence since 1935.
AM 560, The Answer.
Bruce Wolf and Deborah in for Dan and Amy, who are in Cabo. Okay, I mean, I don't want to talk any. I'm making an executive decision right here. Maybe like one more minute on the TPP. I mean, we're not even looking at the big picture, which is Ted Cruz could get to the nomination.
How's that?
On the second ballot.
Well, my thing is Trump, because
But you're better than Trump.
No.
I mean, all Trump does is insult.
Just like, it's just attack Donald Trump just because he's Donald Trump. And
no, we're not attacking him because he's Donald Trump.
Not the we, you.
The editorial we.
Oh.
The reason we're attacking him because he doesn't make any sense. He speaks in word salads. He goes back and forth this away and that. He's a flibbertigibbet. Let's go to Art. Art, Bobart, Banana Fana from Skokie.
Hey, Art.
Hi, Art.
Hi, Bruce and Deborah. I appreciate what Deb mentioned with TPP deal. It's really, Ross Perot warned about that NAFTA is going to be a giant sucking sound of American jobs, and it's proved to be true. And if you believe that Bush was really disappointed that he lost to Clinton, I got a moon for you on sale.
Hey, Art, I'm from Skokie.
What a country.
I'm from Skokie, too. I can tell Skokie accents. Are you, from, Costner and Oakton? Is that, you live around there? I'd like to guess where people are from. Art?
No, I live north of Dempster.
Oh, north of Dempster, the Devonshire area, right?
Oh, well, tough part of town. I don't know.
It's the baddest part of town. Art, appreciate the call. Thank you. And loved his imitation of Ross Perot. It was one of the best Ross Perots I've ever heard. How he didn't get on Saturday Night Live doing that. Okay, let's go to what? Oh, all right. Here's our expert, Tom from Schaumburg, who's going to tell us that Wisconsin doesn't mean much. You know what, Tom? I'm going to tell you something before you talk.
Say it.
No. Just wait a second, Tom. Are you there, Tom?
I'm here.
Okay. Hugh Hewitt, Gesundheit, who is a rising star in this company. Not in this time period on this station, though. All right, Hugh Hewitt said yesterday, he tweeted, and I think this was apt. He said that, New York has twice the number of delegates as Wisconsin, but Wisconsin means twice as much as New York because of what happened last night. Am I right about that, Tom?
You couldn't be more wrong.
All right, go ahead.
I don't put a lot of credibility in a state full of people who proudly call themselves cheeseheads. What's up with that? What are they all missing, a chromosome or something?
Sure.
Secondly, how far along do you think Ted Cruz would be in this process if he had to fight every single Republican or Democrat ballot? I says Republican. I says I might be the only one here. Two ladies behind me says, "Oh no, you're not." One of them proudly says, "I'm voting for Trump." The other one was a little old lady, had to be in her 70s, was black, and said, "So am I." I turned to her and I says, "Please tell me why." She says, "Me and all my girlfriends, we love Donald." I says, "What?"
So many
she
blacks
says,
do.
Donald is our classy, sassy, bad boy, and we love him.
And by the way, Tom, no less an authority than Geraldo Rivera said earlier this year that Trump would get 25% of the black vote, which I cannot believe. Thank you. I appreciate the call. And why is Tom from Schaumburg voting in Wisconsin?
He was talking about when he did his primary. You just assumed.
Okay. All right. When we come, but are we all Trump today all the time, Deb? You're the program director.
No,
with
you
Marcus
told
Brown
me
not
don't
here.
say a word
You're the
about
de facto
this
program director. You know what I want to talk about coming out of the break? Oh, this is really big news. Last night, O.J. Simpson apparently was found not guilty on television.
Winning.
And I just wanted to know what your opinion was. If you would like to nullify the jury nullification.
One question,
No, don't answer.
I have to.
No, not now. It's a tease.
All right.
All right. That's all coming up after these words from our sponsors.
Rogers! This got double check!
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one. Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Discover Westmont, a community nestled in the heart of DuPage County. With top-notch schools, beautiful affordable housing, and excellent dining and shopping, Westmont makes a great place to live, work, and play. Choose Westmont. Discover how your business can flourish and grow with a wonderful central location providing rapid access to Chicago's key expressways, airports, and many family-friendly amenities. Add quick transportation on the Burlington train line, and that means simple and easy travel for everyone. Westmont is committed to working collaboratively with you to facilitate inquiries about your family or business relocation. We'll help your company navigate to Westmont for a great experience. Call Larry Forsberg at Westmont Economic Development at 630-824-9337. That's 630-824-9337 to find out about incentives that can help you plan your development, relocation, or expansion. Discover all Westmont has to offer. For more information, visit ChooseWestmont.com. That's ChooseWestmont.com.
If medications haven't helped you treat your depression, why haven't you tried TMS therapy offered by Theramine? Now there is a way to successfully treat your depression without the need for meds and their harmful side effects. TMS therapy is covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois and Medicare. Don't continue to suffer needlessly. Call Theramine. Don't wait. Call Theramine now. 847-562-5868. That's 847-562-5868. The single greatest advancement to date in treating depression is TMS, an FDA-cleared, non-drug, safe and effective treatment. TMS has already changed the lives of over 50,000 patients. Why not you? Visit them today at tmsmind.com. TMS, again, is covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois and Medicare. Depression can be beaten, folks, and without drugs. Call Theramine now, 847-562-5868. That's 847-562-5868 or tmsmind.com.
AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up after the news, last night on television, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. We will ask Deb Rowe, a black woman, if she concurs with that verdict. And she's not even paying attention to me right now. Okay. And also your calls, and we'll talk about, because this is Ted Cruz Wednesday right here on AM 560, The Answer. Right now it is time for the news with Mike Scott.
Bruce and Deborah, good morning. Showers, a little lightning out there, some thunder, winds south at 11. And Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz rode the lightning of a long line of Wisconsin voters to presidential primary victories yesterday. Sanders rallying in Wyoming late last night, saying his campaign now has serious momentum against Hillary Clinton.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
Ted Cruz spoke in Milwaukee after his big win, calling the result a turning point and incredible for his campaign.
It was a bad night for Hillary Clinton. It was a bad night in the Democratic primary. And it was an even worse night for her in the Republican primary.
Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant believes this morning the majority of folks in his state support a new law protecting businesses, churches, and government employees who don't want to provide services to same-sex couples because of their strong religious beliefs. The ACLU is considering a possible legal challenge. The White House says it's been working to fight international tax avoidance.
The president signed into law the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. This was legislation that was targeted at countering tax evasion by U.S. taxpayers using offshore accounts.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest, tax avoidance schemes have come to light in the leaked Panama Papers. A bill in Idaho that allows schools to use the Bible for reference purposes is getting vetoed. Governor Butch Otter called it unconstitutional. Merger of two giant healthcare companies is being called off. Bloomberg says this morning Pfizer is terminating its $160 billion merger with Allergan. Source close to Allergan says the agreement would have given Allergan a foreign address and a lower tax rate. Federal authorities are saying they created a fake university as a sting operation, and they nabbed crooks who paid bribes for phony visas for over 1,000 foreigners trying to stay in the United States. Federal officials are investigating two companies after a construction worker was killed. 3 others were injured. It happened early Tuesday in Des Plaines when a 40-ton steel bridge beam fell on workers as they tried to remove it at the intersection of Toohey Avenue and Interstate 90. An Illinois House committee is opposing a plan to allow pharmacists to prescribe hormonal and oral contraception. But the measure may come back for another vote. The plan from Schaumburg Democrat Michelle Mussman would give pharmacists the right to prescribe contraception as well as dispense it. And it's long been believed that drinking low-fat or skim milk would be better for you. It's likely not the case. It's a new study published in the journal Circulation, discovering those who consume more full-fat dairy products had a 50% lower risk of developing diabetes. Peer-reviewed medical studies have shown that when people reduce their fat intake, they tend to replace it with sugar or carbs, and that will increase your diabetes risk. Chicago sports. Baseball off to a good start on both sides of town. White Sox winners again, 5-4 over Oakland. Cubs beat the Angels 6-1. Memphis beat the Bulls. And the Blackhawks back off the schneid, looking good. They beat Arizona 6-2. The news service of CiCi's Pizza, ready for an adventure in flavor. CiCi's brings 3 new flatbread pizzas to the Unlimited Buffet. Try the new Spinach Alfredo, Chicken Bacon Club, and Honey Barbecue Chicken. More flavor to explore for the same great value, 5 and change, only at CiCi's. Better believe it. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity warns of a third-party challenge.
The Washington Post today is claiming that a group of, quote, conservative leaders got together this morning to plot a third-party challenge if Donald Trump gets the nomination. I would argue, and I'm saying this respectfully, this is a death wish. This is a plan to help elect Hillary. This is a circular firing squad.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Here Maps. Hit the open road with free offline turn-by-turn guidance that works anywhere. Get it for your phone at here.com/offline.
If you're at or nearing retirement, you know the low interest rate environment has changed the rules of retirement. Huge threats also loom that could drastically affect your wealth. You need to guard against the IRS, attorneys, and nursing homes becoming your biggest beneficiaries. The good news is there are strategies to help protect your investment gains in these uncertain economic times. Discover how to do this and much more by attending Retire with Confidence from the Alpha Wealth Group. Tom Fortino, Fox Business contributor and host of the Alpha Wealth Hour, heard Saturdays on AM 560, is hosting this free educational workshop, Retire with Confidence, on Saturday, April 9th in Oak Brook Terrace. To reserve your seat for Retire with Confidence, call the Alpha Wealth Group today at 630-519-4742. Space is limited. This could be the best 60 minutes you invest in your financial future. That's 630-519-4742. 630-519-4742. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc.
536. Let's get an update on the roads in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Wheaton, there's a crash in Eva Road at Main Street. And Des Plaines, Toohey is open again between Wolf and Lee after yesterday's construction accident. On the expressways, traffic is building now on the inbound Ryan between Cermak and the Burns Circle. At 17 minutes, 95th to downtown, outbound Pond at 15, inbound Bishop Ford. Also got about a 2-minute delay from Cottage Grove to the Ryan. The Edens is still wide open. Kennedy, wet but otherwise okay. Same goes for the Eisenhower. Inbound Stevenson, a little heavy around Pulaski. An earlier crash at Cicero is gone. No delays to report on the tollways right now. No problems to report on I-80 or Northwest Indiana. Traffic is a service of Rhino Court Allergy Spray. Don't let nasal allergies slow you down. New from the makers of Zyrtec, Rhino Court Allergy Spray for nasal allergy and congestion relief is now available over the counter in original prescription strength. Provides powerful 24-hour relief from morning to night. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte. AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the AirComfort.com Weather Center. 80 years of quality mechanical solutions for your business. Considerable clouds, breezy, rain tapering to a couple of showers, high 54. But we turn cold again overnight. Showers of rain and then snow, a low of 36. 41 at O'Hare. Next news at 6. And with Dan and Amy and listeners in Mexico, Chicago's Morning Answer continues next with Bruce Wolf and Deborah Rowe on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Real Estate Live with Andrew Holmes. Get honest answers to your questions every Sunday at 12 noon.
AM 560, The Answer.
I fought the law and I won. I fought the law and I won.
You didn't fight anyone.
Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy who are in Cabo. And yeah, last night, and we'll take your calls at 312-642-5600 on the turnkey.pro answer line. Send us texts on the turnkey.pro text line at 64636. We'll take your calls and texts post haste. But first off, breaking news last night, O.J. was found not guilty on the O.J. miniseries, I guess, which I recorded. I was going to watch, and then I'm not going to watch it. I never watched any of it, but he was not guilty. Mm-hmm. And I just want to ask you, as an African-American,
yes.
Deb, you, how did you, when it was revisited yesterday, did you change your mind? Where were you 22 years ago on this? What's your opinion?
Well, considering I haven't seen one episode of this reboot of whatever it is, I don't even know.
Reglove, I believe.
Reglove. Yeah. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what channel it's on. So I don't have any comment on that. 22 years ago, it wasn't that long ago, was it?
It was, no, it was 95.
Yeah, 95.
October of 95. I remember it was an overcast day. My wife and I were looking for new houses. Of course, we were always doing that. But go ahead.
Well, I was on LS shocked. Then and saying things such as, I don't deny that it's a real possibility. My whole thing has always been they were not mounting a good enough case against O.J.
What more did you want?
No. Let me go here.
Oh, man, I can't believe we're relitigating this.
No, well, you bring things up, and when I answer them, you don't
What
like
happens
them.
to you on a hump day? On a hump day, you're against TPP.
Here's the thing.
Specious reasons.
I'm not going to answer you because you're the type, you don't want people to really answer. You just want to get the point out.
No, I want to hear you come up,
I never, ever said that O.J. didn't do it.
Okay.
That's my whole point. As far as I'm concerned, it's a huge possibility he did, but in a court of law, you've got to do it unequivocally.
Beyond a reasonable doubt, not beyond a scintilla of a...
No.
No, there's...
But I wanted to ask you a question.
They had him dead to rights all over the place. The glove fit. That's the thing. I ain't got nothing to say. I didn't do nothing wrong. The glove actually fit. By the way, I once had a chance to interview Johnny Cochran.
I did interview Johnny Cochran.
Okay, I had a chance, and I turned it down. And the reason I turned it down, remember when he came back to be a PI attorney in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to make money off this O.J. thing now. I'm going to be a personal injury attorney. And so he comes back to Chicago, and they had him on the Fox Morning Show. And I used to get to do these things called hallway ambush interviews.
Yeah, I remember those.
Oh, you actually? Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. No, I like you again. Okay, so here's the thing. So they said, oh, you got to interview Johnny Cochran. He's so much fun. And I said, no. Because I have only one question to him. I said, you know that he was guilty, and so how was it that you actually had the chutzpah to tell a jury? This was this set us back even worse than the Obama presidency as far as race relations.
Well, I don't know about that. I say this: there were many legal experts that agree with what I said all along. They really still didn't mount enough evidence to.
They had him backwards and forwards.
Now,
and
are you saying that
because
you're a Jew?
Huh?
Are you saying that because you're a Jew?
Yes, of course I'm saying it's because
what
I know
Robert Shapiro said to Barbara Walters.
No, I'm saying this because I'm a Jew, because I know Barry Scheck, okay? And when he came up with this garbage about DNA and blood samples, oh my God! Here was the kind of statistics that they had in that case.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, they said, just because somebody was killed doesn't mean no. That's just because he was called on a domestic violence, she had reported him for domestic violence earlier. That doesn't mean that he killed her, because 99% of the time when somebody is brought in on a domestic violence accusation, they're not guilty of murder or something like that. This is like the Drew Peterson defense. No, but where you have a woman, a wife, who says that she was abused by her husband, and where she was actually murdered, 100% of the time it's the guy who did it.
It's not 100%, but your point is well taken.
It's Ivory
He's
Soap 99 and
usually
44
the person
100.
that did it.
Not just usually he is. Look, they had him. Please. I'm not going to relitigate this.
You obviously want to. You obviously
You're
want
just being
to.
obstreperous today.
Okay, here I
What?
go again. I have to look up another word you're using here.
By the way, and I'm the one who should be crabby.
Why?
Because yesterday, how many traffic reports do we have a day? 4,000?
Easily.
And I've learned how to pronounce Jim Telemonte's name, accent aigu over the final E. Could I listen to at least one of them? Because I got on 90 East, and I even knew that there was a problem at Tui because when I got lost the day before, I had to cut back, and Mike Scott navigated me here.
Yeah.
Back here, and I got back on Tui on 90 West, and the next day that beam fell, and it was a terrible accident. There was a fatality. You'd think that I would realize that there might have been a problem yesterday. I spent an hour and 40 minutes just on 90 going back east towards the city to get to 290.
And I'm going to clear it up right now.
Yeah.
When I asked you that question, do you feel that way because you're a Jew?
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know if you do, but Robert Shapiro, who was on the OJ team,
Right.
Barbara Walters, she had him on her show. And she said, what's going on here? There have been other celebrities who have been accused of murder. She named a few, Fatty Arbuckle and Don King and Claudine Longet and others.
Spider Savage.
Why? Oh, that's right. Why all of this attention? Because it was the crime of the century, the trial of the century. And Robert Shapiro said, and you can look it up, it's only because he killed a Jew. That's what he said. So don't look at me like I'm crazy for saying that.
Now because you've done your usual filibuster, I'm not going to get to these phone calls that I promised.
We can still take
No, can we
after
take
the
a call?
break.
Now? One call.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're going to take you. Anna. Hi, Anna.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. And Deborah, you're a champion.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ann.
I respect you so much. Yes, my call is, I believe O.J. Simpson was innocent. I really do. Because
Well, there you go, a majority
he
of
didn't
two.
have to knife her. He could have just beat her up. But that's not why I'm calling. I'm calling because of Ted Cruz and this election. And I can't believe that Mark Levin is going to choose our president. And we might have
Ted
a
Cruz did
first.
say that he likes Mark Levin. Okay. All right, go
Pardon
ahead.
me? No, he's going to choose our president for us. And the thing is that we might have a first. It won't be a woman, but it will be the first Jewish president. We never had a Jewish president before.
And we better
This is the
stop this
first.
one. That's for
Wait a
sure.
minute, Bernie Sanders? Does the first Jewish president have to be a self-loathing one who
And a
hates Israel?
socialist? I guess so.
And Anna, isn't this about the time? It's totally apropos when you mentioned the movies of Leni Riefenstahl. Is it?
I knew you were going to say that. I bet it was a friend of mine. I said, how long is it going to take for him to say Lenny Riefenstahl?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And I was born on 19th Street, and we had a grocery store, so it was like a chateau. We had the grocery, the baker, the candlestick maker, all on one block. So
Sure.
I believe that 16th Street was like that too.
Okay,
I'm
Anna,
not-
we appreciate the non sequiturs
you,
as always. And OJ,
And you just lumped me in with a person that said he didn't do it. I've never said that. I simply said they didn't prove their case.
yes, they did. It was beyond a
fine.
shadow of a reasonable doubt. There's no question about it. Dan and are we coming up with Dan and Amy right now?
Are we?
I believe so. Yeah, from Cabo, Cleansing Breath.
Am I on the air?
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that's me on the horn yesterday on 90. I've got to get home. I'm on 90 East and I'm an idiot. Now, for the weather, followed by the traffic, here is Deborah.
All right, today, considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers. A high today of 54. Tonight, cold. Evening showers followed by rain and snow late and a low of 36. But tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly. with a rain or snow shower in spots, a high of 46. Jim Talamonte, what's happening out there?
Well, Deborah, good morning. On the inbound Stevenson now, we're seeing delays between Central and Cicero. A little heavy approaching Lakeshore Drive, too. It's 37 minutes, 3:55 to the drive. The Ryan has a 2-minute delay from Cermak into downtown. Bishop Ford, about a 2-minute delay from Cottage Grove to the Ryan. The Edens and the Kennedy are still delay-free. Inbound Eisenhower, just a little heavy past Manheim. The tollways have no delays to report, but especially for Bruce, if you decide to go westbound on 90 today, you will encounter some road work, additional work, from Roselle Road to Barrington Road. There's an additional right lane closure till 3 this afternoon. Right now, eastbound is clear, and in Des Plaines, Toohey is open again between Wolf and Lee. Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
Jeez, I'm an idiot.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to drill down and talk about the big ideas behind the big issues. That's where Upstream Ideas comes in. Upstream Ideas, online at upstream-ideas.com, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted orthodoxies. In other words, Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now to upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to spur you on to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit more free, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Congratulations to all who took the Balance of Nature New Year's Challenge. Success stories are pouring in. So many people have been helped through this incentive that I have asked Balance of Nature to continue this challenge for as long as possible.
I do feel slightly better. I can't explain it. It's like underlying. I can't explain it. I broke my leg twice, my left leg, and it used to bother me, but now it's not bothering me that much. I mean, you know, I also bowl on Friday nights, and it used to kill me. But now I find that I could do that and without being in any discomfort.
Good health is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now and take the health challenge to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Not all applicants will qualify. Rates and terms subject to change. Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee. 14511 Myford Road, Suite 100, Tustin, California 92780. NMLS 6606 Equal Housing Lender.
Home values are up. Interest rates are down. This is Rick Arviello, CEO of New American Funding, and I'm here to tell you, with 30-year interest rates and APRs back down into the threes, this is the perfect time if you need cash out for any reason. A cash-out loan from New American Funding may just be the lowest cost cash you'll find. And if you're currently paying a higher rate, you might even find your payment go down after we get you the cash. It happens all the time. Don't wait. A quick 10-minute call is all it'll take. A knowledgeable New American Funding agent is standing by right now. Look, either we can save you money or we can't. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to find out? Call us today.
Call New American Funding today at 800-963-4933. That's 800-963-4933. 800-963-4933. Or visit newamericanfunding.com today.
AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back to beautiful Secrets Puerto Los Cabos Golf and Spa Resort, where the sun is always shining, the weather is warm, this place is perfect. And we want to specifically thank our sponsors, Artistic Dentistry and also Dermatology and Plastic Surgery Associates. And they are here with us now, Doctors Paula Lipinski and Doctors Jose Rios. They're not with us here physically, but they couldn't join us on our trip to Cabo, so they're joining us by phone now. Good morning, doctors. We wish you both were here.
We wish we could be there.
We are so excited that you helped make this trip possible, and we understand that not only are you business partners, but you're also married. How does that work?
Most days it works out wonderfully. There are days that it doesn't always. The car ride feels longer.
So in your practice, who does what?
Well, I am a board-certified dermatologist and fellowship-trained Mohs surgeon, and I examine people's skin as well as I'm the main Mohs surgeon for the practice.
My job is to clean up all of Paula's messes
at work and at home. So she, like she said, she creates the defects after she removes the cancers. And once I see the patient, once they're clear, then I have to decide on how we put the things back together, whether it's on the head, on the nose, on the cheek, on the arm, on the leg. It doesn't matter. My job is just trying to find a solution for the holes that she just made.
Okay, so what is Mohs?
Mohs surgery is a technique used commonly for skin cancers on the head and neck area, as well as other areas which might have minimal extra tissue. During the Mohs procedure, we cut out the skin cancer, taking the minimal margin that we think is necessary to get a clear margin. And while the patient waits in our waiting room with bandages out over their hole, we process the tissue and examine it underneath the microscope to make sure it's all out before my husband, Dr. Rios, closes the defect.
Now, we have a lot of listeners here laying around the pool with us, soaking up the sun. What should we be doing for our skin care?
Well, of course, you should wear a sunblock, adequate amount of a sunblock that is at least a sun protection factor of 30. You should reapply often, especially after swimming or sweating. And if you can, you should wear UPF protective clothing and your hats and your sunglasses.
How much should people be applying?
A general rule of thumb, which we all might be familiar with, is the size of a shot glass, approximately 1 to 1.5 ounces, should be applied liberally to a person's body.
Now, this summer, when people are out in the sun, what should they be looking for when it comes to identifying skin cancer?
Well, it depends. There are many signs for skin cancer. Of course, the most deadly skin cancer, melanoma, usually is a dark or changing mole. But again, even sometimes as dermatologists, we're surprised. It's sometimes just the ugly duckling, the mole that kind of sticks out when you're looking at a person's overall skin. So you're looking for changing moles, dark moles, moles with different colors in them, moles that are growing in their shape or size. You are also looking for sores that don't heal, so a spot that bleeds easily with trauma. When you shave, you constantly nick it and it never heals completely. Sometimes people will report, oh, I thought it was just a pimple, but really it's a skin cancer. It never goes away, it never heals. And also just red scaly patches can be skin cancer as well.
And how complicated is it to come and see you and get checked for skin cancer?
Coming in for a skin exam is as easy, or almost as easy, as just putting your bathing suit on to go to the pool. I mean, we look at your skin, we examine you. It's a pretty benign procedure. It's quick, it's easy, and it can save your life.
You also do breast augmentations, which is something we've seen a lot around here in Cabo. Tell us about that part of your practice.
Well, breast augmentation is one of the most popular procedures in plastic surgery. And it's obviously for women who have a breast size smaller than they desire. Some never got them. Some say they thought they would get them when they had kids. Others lose their volume after they have kids. So anytime a woman is concerned with, or wish they had larger breasts, then breast augmentation is the procedure that we offer them.
Now, you guys have a Lombard location, but where else are you located?
We started in Joliet in 2004. That would be considered, I guess, headquarters where we first started. And slowly we've expanded both in locations and in the number of practitioners. We're up to 4 locations, and I believe 10 practitioners now, providing dermatology. And I'm the solo plastic surgeon, but we have dermatologists, in-house pathologists, medical assistants to help the doctors, and physician assistants. So it's evolved from a mom-and-pop shop to a much larger entity. So it's Lombard, Frankfurt, Joliet, and Bourbonnais.
And what's the best way to get a hold of you at your practice?
855-560-SKIN. That's 855-560-7548.
We made it really easy for you to find us. Just remember your favorite radio station and your skin. The website is skinhealthpros.com.
Terrific. Thanks, Paula and Jose. And you have lots of locations, one in Lombard, Joliet, Frankfurt, and Bourbonnais.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, Barry Sterner, owner of your premier home mortgage lender, Townstone Financial. Interest rates are extremely low, so there's no better time than the present to do a no closing cost refinance with Townstone Financial if your interest rate is above 4%. Remember, Townstone has completed thousands of no closing cost refinances since 2002. And don't worry, there are no hidden costs. I guarantee it, and I own the company. We can also customize the payback period so you don't have to start over at 30 years or 15. Last week, I began a no closing cost refinance where the borrower was going to save over $100 per month. That's $1,200 a year. So give me a call now at 312-896-2111 and let me review your current situation. Lastly, do you have mortgage insurance or an FHA loan? Let us see if we can remove the insurance payments, which will dramatically reduce your monthly payments. The call is free and so is my time, so dial 312-896-2111. That's 312-896-2111 or go to townstone.com. That's TOWNSTONE.com. Townstone Financial is an Illinois mortgage licensee 6629 and MLS 136639, equal housing lender.
ChicagoRadioDeals.com has pulled the trigger to bring you classes for Illinois gun owners. Take advantage of a new Illinois concealed carry class from Safer USA. Dave Lombardo, class instructor, is offering his concealed carry 16-hour seminar for only $150. Now, this seminar is normally $300. It covers everything you need to know to protect you and your family with a concealed carry firearm for personal protection or against a home invasion. Dave is a pro and also the host of the show on Target Radio. Hey, get in a little range time as well with a one-year range membership from the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Winthrop Harbor. This is a premier gun range in Northeast Illinois, and a one-year membership, only $149. That's a $350 value. Now, your range membership includes great discounts on products and services at the Outdoorsman Sports Shop. So find out all the deals only at ChicagoRadioDeals.com, featuring great deals on many other lifestyle training classes. Get it all at ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up after the news, you may be able to bend your gender on your birth certificate in Illinois, and more on Ted Cruz's big victory yesterday in Wisconsin. Now it's time for the news with Mike Scott.
Bruce, all roads are open near the site of a deadly beam accident along I-90. WIND Chicago News Time, 6 o'clock.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony.
God bless the great state of Wisconsin.
Ted Cruz wins big, getting nearly half the Republican vote, while Bernie Sanders beats Hillary Clinton again. Fox's Jeff Manasso live in Milwaukee.
Dave, Republican Ted Cruz and Democrat Bernie Sanders claiming victory here over their party's frontrunners. Both campaigns, which captured the lion's share of the state's delegates, say the Wisconsin results signal a turning point.
This campaign is giving energy and enthusiasm to millions of Americans.
I look forward to coming back to the state of Wisconsin this fall.
Ted Cruz wins with 48% of the vote. Sanders with 57% after trailing their competition by double digits months ago. The challenge now for Cruz and Sanders is to now carry the momentum to New York, where Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are favored. Dave?
Jeff, voters in Ferguson, Missouri have rejected a property tax hike that would have helped pay for the changes the city's required to make in the Justice Department settlement stemming from a black teenager's believed shooting death. A huge drug company merger is not going to happen. Pfizer's terminating a $160 billion deal to buy Allergan after
President Obama announced new rules from the Treasury Department to prevent U.S. companies that take over a smaller business in another country from filing their taxes overseas to get a tax break. It's called a corporate inversion. Pfizer, which makes Viagra, is a U.S. company. Allergan, based in Ireland, makes Botox, among other drugs and treatments. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
San Francisco has approved the most generous paid leave for new moms and dads. They would get 6 weeks fully paid. Some small business owners are not happy, saying it's costly and unfairly hurts them more. Janet Jackson, who wants to be a mother, is delaying her tour. It was supposed to resume in May. When Jackson turns 50, she says she's planning a family and is under doctor's orders to rest. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
A rain shower, 43 degrees, winds south at 11. Good morning. It is 6:02 on AM 560, The Answer. I'm Mike Scott. Federal officials continue probing 2 construction companies after a worker was killed and 3 others were hurt. In Des Plaines, the accident happened on Tuesday when a 40-ton steel beam fell on those workers as they tried to remove it along I-90. Occupational Safety and Health Administration officials say the beam rolled from a pier support when workers were cutting steel, bracing it. Meantime, OSHA says it is targeting Omega Demolition of Elgin and the general contractor on the job, Jude Law Contracting of New York. Hundreds of families were told mistakenly by the Chicago Public Schools that their children had a spot at one of the city's top magnet schools. Although 16 spots were available at LaSalle Elementary, magnet campus on the north side, CPS instead set out 512 offer letters to families and only later identified the error. Police say the body of a teen swept into Lake Michigan has been recovered. Ivan Echevarria was pulled from the lake not far from Diversey Harbor. It's the same area where he drowned after a huge wave knocked him into the water in February. State Senator Andy Maynard will introduce his plan to try and rewrite the state school funding formula this week. AM 560's David Stewart has a preview.
Maynard says his plan is the culmination of work done by lawmakers in both parties. He says it would direct more money to schools in need.
We need to commit to spending and prioritizing funds that are available in the state budget to high-need, high-poverty schools.
Governor Rauner doesn't criticize the plan itself, but he does object to Democrat plans to hold up all school funding until the formula is fixed.
This issue was created by the Democrats, and to say this year we're going to hold up school funding, the opening of schools, until this gets fixed, that's not fair.
Republican lawmakers say they're ready to discuss Maynard's ideas. David Stewart, Chicago.
Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle wants to restore the old Cook County Hospital building. Cook County Board President plans to announce a development agreement that would transform that building into a hotel, apartments, and office space, maybe shops as well, in 3 phases over the next 10 to 15 years. That old hospital's been empty for over 13 years. Chicago sports, White Sox over Oakland 5-4. Cubs beat the Angels 6-1. Memphis roughed up the Bulls 108-92, and Andrew Ladd had 2 power play goals in the Blackhawks win over Arizona 6-2. The news service of CiCi's Pizza, ready for an adventure in flavor. CiCi's brings 3 new flatbread pizzas to the Unlimited Buffet. Try the new Spinach Alfredo, Chicken Bacon Club, and Honey Barbecue Chicken. More flavor to explore for the same great value, 5 and change, only at CiCi's. Better believe it. 6:04, time to check the climate of your business with AirComfort.com. 80 years of quality mechanical solutions for your business. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
I believe what we need in America today is more love and kindness.
The Joe Walsh Show.
We've had so much love and kindness. We have been like parents who have indulged our kids. Parents who've never said no. Parents who've never set a curfew. We don't need love and kindness. This country needs a kick in the butt.
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and I am excited to tell you about Chicagoland's finest gun shop and indoor shooting range. Now, I'm talking about Maxson Shooter Supplies and Indoor Range. Now, it's just northwest of O'Hare in Des Plaines. Maxson is Chicagoland's first NSSF 5-star facility and one of only 70 nationwide. Now, they protect your family and our Second Amendment rights, which are so important, and that's why Maxson focuses on safety, proficiency, education, and they take pride in the area's highest quality facility. Now, you can hone your skills on one of Maxson's 20 handgun, rifle, and shotgun stations. Plus, the classes that you need include Illinois Concealed Carry and 2 on-staff gunsmiths for your repair and customization needs. For more information, call 847-298-4867 or visit MaxsonShooters.com. That's Maxim, M-A-X-O-N, Shooters.com. Maxson Shooter Supplies and Indoor Range, Chicagoland's finest gun shop and indoor range. 847-298-4867.
Do you have to worry about identity theft during tax season? Yes. The IRS has reported over $6 billion in fraudulent refunds in a single tax year due to identity theft. Does it matter if you're not getting a refund? No. Thieves can use the information from your tax documents to steal your identity anytime. Can getting a neck massage make worrying about identity theft less stressful? Yeah. Who doesn't like a neck massage? But it won't help like LifeLock can. When you're a LifeLock member, you have access to our team of U.S.-based specialists who know the steps to take to work to resolve identity theft issues during tax season and every other time of year. With LifeLock, identity theft can be less of a pain in the neck. Get LifeLock for peace of mind year-round. Membership start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. And now you can get 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code NEWS. LifeLock.
People all across the country are enjoying the flexibility of working when they want, earning extra money on their schedule when they drive with Uber.
With Uber, you can write your own paycheck. You sign up, you get approved, and you start earning money right away. Right away, like the next day. Turn it off when you want to make money, you turn it off when you don't. It's just that simple. What are you waiting for?
Enjoy the flexibility of working when you want, earning extra money on your schedule. Sign up to Drive with Uber today. Go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, or smoking. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. If lines are busy, try again. Dial 1-800-663-1592. That's 1-800-663-1592. 1-800-663-1592.
In our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center this morning, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the eastbound Adams Tollway, we're seeing early morning delays from 59 to Barrington Road. The other tollways look good right now. The Edens is fine, although it's wet. Same goes for the Kennedys. Speeds are reduced a little bit due to the conditions. Inbound Eisenhower, stop and go Wolf to 25th. 35 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 30, Stevenson, 39 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, Bishop Ford, both about 18 minutes from I-80 to the Verge. Traffic is a service of Napa Auto Parts. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, get VP ready-to-use small engine fuel for just $4.99. The perfect pre-mixed fuel for all your lawn and garden equipment. That's Napa know-how, while supplies last. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the AirComfort.com Weather Center, here is meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Cloudy and breezy today with rain tapering to a couple of showers with a high of 54. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with an evening shower in spots, followed by a couple of showers of rain or snow late at night, low 36. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
41 at O'Hare, 43 along the lakefront. Next news, 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Theramind, successful drug-free treatment for depression. Insurance accepted. Go to tmsmind.com.
Good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
Will you ever put it behind you? Oh, I'm sure I will, because there's nothing to it. So since last summer, I think last August, I've said, anytime you want to talk to me, here I am, but nothing inappropriate was done.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
Tonight was a bad night for Hillary Clinton. It was a bad night in the Democratic primary, and it was an even worse night for her in the Republican primary.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Bruce Wolf and Deborah in for Dan and Amy, who are in Cabo, and we're going to talk about how you can change your gender on your birth certificate, and our telephone number is 312-642-5600 to take your texts as well. On the Turnkey, well, we got the Turnkey.pro answer line that I just gave you, or send us a text on the Turnkey.pro text line at 64636. Did you hear the montage of sound from the election?
Yes.
Well, the first soundbite was our own Paula Ferris, formerly of NBC5, now making a fortune, and I'm very envious of it.
Really?
Also of her beauty, because when I transgender, I'm also going to change my name to Paula Ferris on my birth certificate. Beautiful woman. I worked with her at NBC5.
She seemed like a really nice person.
Very nice, very nice, very, very energetic. Here's the thing. She promised when she was going to The View that she was going to bring a Midwestern sensibility.
She did.
No, she doesn't. If a Midwestern sensibility is to be obsequious and to let Whoopi Goldberg rule the roost.
Well, that's the only way you can stay on that show, by the way.
Right, and I get it, but I'm sorry, Paula, you promised a Midwestern sensibility, and a Midwestern sensibility isn't throwing a softball question to Hillary Clinton, who will be interviewed by you on The View, but will not be interviewed by Megyn Kelly, though Hillary respects Megyn Kelly as a journalist. So what's the difference between Megyn Kelly and Paula Ferris? They both are, bottle blondes. Okay, they're both beautiful. So there you go, Paula.
Well,
I'm
Megyn
disappointed in you, Paula Ferris.
Is more blonde. There is a difference there. Megyn is more blonde. On Fox, that counts a lot.
By the way, I don't think Megyn Kelly's the greatest thing in the world either.
No.
For one thing, the night that after Trump had attacked her, she came back like on a Wednesday, was wearing, the usual black with the V-neck thing, that killer cocktail dress that she wears to report the news. And it also happened to be the 1-year anniversary of Ferguson. And she did like a 9 or 10 minute segment. And I was walking in and out. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I think I'm pretty sure what happened there. She is interviewing everybody. Mark Furman, bring up OJ again. All the people saying that the Justice Department confirmed that, the hands up, I surrender was garbage and all that. They dwelled on that for like 9 minutes. But they didn't mention, I do not believe at all, I could be wrong about this, disabuse me of the notion, but I don't think they mentioned at all the Justice Department's finding that the police do harass people in those neighborhoods. That was a finding. And so, Megyn Kelly, who you crapping? Just to, coin a phrase. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. All right. So that's that. Also, I got to tell you another thing about her.
All right.
She supposedly, and Jonah Goldberg of National Review and I were both wowed by this. On the Trump debate, a couple of debates ago when she quizzed him on Trump University, she seemed very, very prepared about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at the details she's going. But Trump wiggled off the hook. He said, I'm getting A's from everybody. Well, it turned out to be the Better Business Bureau later clarified that and said, well, the reason he was getting A's was because nobody was going there anymore. There was a very small pool of people, and there were a couple of A's there. She didn't seal the deal on that, and she's a former attorney. She should have anticipated that. So you know what? But nobody wants to criticize Megyn Kelly because she's the fair-haired girl, and she's even threatening to leave Fox right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you see her on Jimmy Kimmel a few months ago? The applause that she got. It was stunning. I was really surprised.
What's funny, it's from liberals.
That's
I
was so surprised.
And she's a conservative. She's trying to have it both ways. And by the way, I'll say there's a rebuttable presumption that she's not a good mother. Because she's got 3 kids, okay? She's got to prepare 12 hours a day for that child. She's never home. So if you're going to hold it out there that you're good, I'm worse than Donald Trump right now, showing a picture of Heidi Cruz. I didn't say she was a bad mother. I said there's a rebuttable presumption.
Now listen at you. You, the guy who had microphones, one at home and one here. You could do your show wherever you want.
I'm a dad. I don't have to pay attention to the kids.
My point is, I'm thinking she prepared a lot at home.
You can't.
Yeah, you can.
Serve 2 masters. The kids are very difficult. You can't do that. You can't.
Which is why, what state is that? San Francisco, I think it is now going to offer, they're trying to, 6 weeks of paid leave.
That's
for
garbage.
Mom and Dad.
A government, the nanny state.
This is incredible.
The nanny state should provide nannies. Just provide nannies.
Essentially,
that's all.
they are.
That's
Mom and Dad.
ridiculous. We Got a Bingo is an interactive dinner theater experience in the style of Tony and Tina's Wedding. Have you ever seen Tony and Tina's Wedding?
I think I did see
Or did you see, you've seen Sheer Madness.
It was Sheer Madness.
Exactly.
How did you know that?
Bingo, high five me.
How did you know that? There?
Sheer Madness, because it's still playing at the
Tremendous.
Blackstone.
That's
It's
funny.
been playing at the Blackstone since 1847. Okay. But this is in the style of Tony and Tina's Wedding. We Got a Bingo. Experience a raucous evening of dinner, dancing, drinking, and, of course, bingo. The show, I-5019. Ron Karkovice was batting .077 for bingo for the White Sox years ago. The show is suitable for all ages, and you may even win some fun prizes. Visit WeGottaBingo.com to purchase your tickets. Log into the AM 560 mobile app now to register to win a pair of tickets to your choice of We Got a Bingo or Flanagan's Wake. I hope it's easier than Finnegan's Wake. That's all I got to tell you, buddy. Whee! At Chicago Theater Works on Belmont Avenue. All right, do we have to take a break right now? Should we? Yes. Yeah. All right, let's take. When we come back, we promise we will talk about how you can change your birth certificate so you can be a she-male.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
It's hysterical. I mean, I forget that the weather's coming up every single time. It's like clockwork. By the way, did you see the Fox shot clock yesterday? Before they were coming up to when the polls were closing. I'm watching Fox.
Yeah.
And they had like a big shot clock. Not with how many minutes are left before the polls close, but with how many seconds and to the 10th of a second. Like it was the finals of the NCAA. I mean, Fox is ridiculous.
I was watching Fox and I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah, the shot clock was like, there's 0.3 of a second left. I'm Dick Vitale here. Who will win in Wisconsin, baby? All right, now it's time for the weather.
Okay, that's your sports mind. Here's what's happening weather-wise today. Considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers, a high of 54 tonight, cold. Evening showers followed by rain and snow late, a low of 36, and then tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly with a rain or snow shower in spots, a high of 46. His eyes are on the roadways. It's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Deb and Bruce. Good morning. West side of Chicago, northbound Cicero Avenue is closed between Huron and Chicago Avenue due to a crash there. There's a collision in Waukegan, westbound Grand Avenue, 132 west of Lewis. Eden's inbound, just a little tight approaching the junction, little tap of the brakes. The outbound side is clear. Kennedy inbound, got a 5-minute delay now from Cumberland to Montrose. Outbound just a little heavy around Sayre. Inbound Eisenhower, it's about a 6-minute delay from Wolf to First Avenue. Outbound still good, a little heavy around Des Plaines Avenue. Stevenson with a delay starting at Central, running 39 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, now 21 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ward, 19. Eastbound Adams Tollway, it's slow from 59 to Barrington Road. I'm Jim Talamonte, the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
Hi, folks. Dr. John Chavez, chiropractor in St. Charles, Illinois, here to thank WIND for helping a cause that's dear to me. I spent part of my childhood on food stamps, and WIND has partnered with Feed the Children, and I'm proud to be a part of their team. Now I have the greatest job in the world, meeting people who are in pain and helping them get their lives back, avoiding surgery and getting off pain meds. There's a time for pain medications, but they aren't without risk, and you shouldn't need them regularly because pain is a symptom telling you something's wrong. Don't just shut that alarm off. Fix the source, not the symptom. If this concept is familiar to you, you may already know a good chiropractor, and I hope you and that doctor work together to stay healthy and pain-free. Call my office at 630-715-9192. That's 715-9192. Or find me on the web at chirojon.com. That's chirojon.com.
Business moves at the speed of trust. Trust in your product, and just as imperative, trust in those that represent your business. For almost 3 decades, Flex Execs has assisted their clients in becoming more competitive by identifying the right talent for interim assignments or special projects at the mid to senior level. Flex Execs' roster of talent is superior and unmatched. Flex Execs will help you meet your deadlines, goals, control cost, and place the right people who will deliver desired results. Business moves at the speed of trust. Trust the people that represent your business. You can't afford not to. Connect online with Flex Execs at flexexecs.com or call 630-655-0563 and ask for Chris Swanson or Karen Murphy. Flex Execs, moving business at the speed of trust. Call 630-655-0563 or visit them online at flexexecs.com.
Air Filter Engineers, how can we help you?
Hi, I'm Mike, Chief Engineer at the big building on South Wabash. I wanted to let you know that ever since I started using your company to provide my air filters, everything's been great. We have less people calling in sick because of the improved air quality, energy bills have gone down, and your customer service and deliveries have been excellent. You guys really make my job easier.
We try hard, Mike. Is there anything we can help you with today?
No, it's just that my mother told me not to say anything unless I have something good to say. This is the first time I've been able to speak today.
Ah, it's 4 o'clock.
I know. Thanks for listening.
New local businesses get their first order delivered free when they mention AM 560. Minimum order supply, 630-384-0400. That's 630-384-0400. Or find them online at filterexperts.com. That's filterexperts.com. Air Filter Engineers, providing Chicagoland with cleaner air.
AM 560, The Answer.
Yeah. How does it feel? How does it feel?
I was just trying to remember who did that.
You don't even know that
Bob
that's
Dylan.
Bob Dylan?
I just said that, Bob Dylan.
But I mean, it took you a second.
Oh, your impersonation.
No, it took you a second to figure out who it was.
I live in the present. I love classic rock. I love country folk music.
So that I guess you're not even familiar with the fact that Simon and Garfunkel did a spoof on Bob Dylan years ago. It was called A Simple Desultory Philippic.
No.
And I've been Robert McNamara into submission. I did a spoof on the Simon and Garfunkel's spoof of, because I like to do things twice removed. Like I have a tribute band to American English, which is a tribute band. Yeah, I have a tribute band to American English, which is a tribute band to the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
But mine was about the Cubs. Would you like to hear a couple of lines of it?
Oh, boy, I have a feeling if I say no, it's going to be problems.
Well, the Cubs are 2-0 right now, and they're really going places.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Go.
I've been Lou Brock, Bill Madlocked. I've been Bo Thackard, Warren Hackard. I heaved up hams on the friendly confines, creeping vines. I miss Kenny Hubbs and Mr. Cup, Roberta Pina's silly flubs, and even the skinny arm of Chuck Hottenstein. Okay, is that enough?
I'm impressed because you weren't reading that.
Well, it's my own song. I came up with it. I thought that was going to send me off the charts. When I did that for XRT like 35 years ago, this is going places because, you know, Steve Dahl's got a kid in the crawl. That's dumb. Okay, oh, no. He wins. I lose. All right. So, hey, we got to talk about Trump for a second. He was a big loser yesterday, and he called, and he didn't act presidential at all. Okay, he says that Ted Cruz is a Trojan horse, and that he was illegally conspiring with his super PAC. He's got no evidence for that. And I thought Trump was supposed to act presidential now.
You know what he's doing? He's acting Donald Trump. He's being Trump. So the guys who lose and come out and act all presidential, they say that before the camera, and they go back, and as soon as they're off stage, that effing a-hole. I didn't say the words.
No, I don't even think you could do that.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think you could do two hyphenated epithets in a row.
My point being, so you're satisfied with all of the hypocrisy.
Dave, she's a black woman. She can say whatever she wants.
And he's a
Go
Jew.
ahead. Yeah.
He can also try to
the
guilt
black
people.
woman and the Jew.
He can guilt people into doing whatever they want.
By the way, you know that I was Chicago's first black sportscaster. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, in the Clintonian sense, like Toni Morrison called Clinton the first black president.
Yes.
Because I'm the only one who had any soul. I'm the only one who said anything.
Boom shakalaka.
Exactly. Well, Sly and the Family Stone.
There
That's where
you
I got
go.
it from. All right.
Whoa, easy there, boy.
You know what? I have been waiting for a Mr. Ed drop-in for I don't know how long. All week long. I thought you'd save it for the Derby, but thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Lawmakers gave initial approval to a measure that would allow transgender people to change their gender marker on their birth certificates, passports, and identification cards in Illinois. Of course, this is the top priority in Illinois right now. Forget the budget. We got to make it so that a man with the male apparatus can walk into a female bathroom. Is that the most ridiculous thing in the world?
This is even more than that, Bruce. This is a lot more than that. This is change the birth certificate. Okay, John was born John, but now thinks he's Jane. So John starts going out with someone, and this person doesn't know that Jane is actually John.
Wait a minute. Here, what you should have done was just leave the direct object blank on that, and then it would have been the match game.
I'm not going to buy into that.
Is doing.
I'm not going to buy into that game. Don't put a gender there. No, I'm not going to do that, Bruce. But
it's ridiculous.
How can they change the so-called gender marker on a birth certificate?
They can because they, you know why? Because they can.
I don't like
the same
this.
reason that a dog
this
castrates
is so
itself.
Wrong. I'm thinking about all of the boys and girls today who will grow up, they'll start dating, and maybe want to marry someone, and the real reason they say it's so that they don't feel, bad about or worried that someone will expose them. That is actually the problem. So this will give them great cover. So when they start dating and someone wants to know more, they can hide the fact that they were born another sex.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When the men, they're not men because they think that they're women, and that's all you have to do, and change it on your birth certificate. You don't have to have the sex change. You go in there and you still have the male apparatus.
Yeah.
When they go into the girl's bathroom, why should there be doors on the stalls? I mean, let's let it all hang out. I mean, what's the big deal here?
Well,
we're going to draw the line at modesty right there? I don't get it. When I was growing up, when I'm in my high school, we didn't have doors on the stalls. You know why? Because they were afraid there would be smoking in the boys' room. That's why. But that's a totally different thing.
Yes, there is. By the way, 11 other states and also Washington, D.C. have already dropped proof of surgery rules for changing
Let me
one's
guess the states.
gender markers.
Let's see. Mississippi's got to be one of them. Alabama. The whole SEC. No question about it. Yeah, let me guess which states those are. All right, coming up after the news, we'll take your calls. We've got to talk about Trump, and we've got to talk about Ted Cruz because this was a watershed moment in the Republican race for the nomination. It looks like I'm predicting second ballot Ted Cruz in Cleveland. And we'll hear your prediction, Deb. You're going to come up with one.
Yep, I have
during the news.
Yells at me like I'm his wife.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
No matter what type of business you're in, having a strong business banking partnership can help your bottom line. I'm Jeff Boundy, president of Cornerstone National Bank and Trust Company. We strongly believe that trust, service, and relationship are the cornerstone of a successful business banking partnership. Customers like Dr. Steichen of Northwest Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery agree.
Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Steichen of Northwest Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery in Arlington Heights, Elgin, and Lake Zurich. As an oral surgeon and business owner, I recognize the importance of relationships. I need a bank that responds quickly and creatively and understands the unique needs of healthcare practices. Cornerstone has been a valuable business partner. It's helped me grow my practice and seize opportunities as they come up. Whether it's a line of credit, financing equipment, or real estate, Cornerstone is there for me.
Thank you, Doctor. Please visit cornerstonenb.com, or I invite you to give me a call at 847-654-3000 to explore a business banking partnership.
Equal Opportunity Lender. Member FDIC.
The only significant, among all the vitamins I changed, nothing affected cholesterol. I took this and my cholesterol dropped by 15 or 20%.
Yeah, with the acid reflux, and I have GERD and gastritis, and it really seems to be helping a lot, and my husband too. I mean, we're very happy with the product, I got to say it. It's been great, and we've seen dramatic results, so I can't say anything bad about it. We've really been happy with the product. We've been amazed with it.
There is a value in it because it has fruits and veggies, and I'm not a fruit and veggies eater, and I know this is helpful.
Good health is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now and take the health challenge to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
AM 560, The Answer.
Text here, the difference between Megyn Kelly and Paula Ferris. Bruce Wolf never stalked Megyn Kelly. 773, you're right about that one. And
right.
Hey, and coming up after the news, how many times did you drink yesterday when Fox mentioned Badger State? Drink! Badger State, drink! That's all coming up. Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy, who are in Cabo. And now it's time for the news. With you look rather fetching today, Mike Scott.
Well, thank you.
What's your telephone number?
I'll tell you off the air. I expected Brownsville Station there, Dave, not Boston smoking coming out of that. Just saying. 44 degrees outside. And Ted Cruz smoking this morning, hot with the momentum gained in a win in the Wisconsin primary, catching up with Donald Trump, he says, in the Republican presidential race.
The national political terrain began to change 2 weeks ago. In the state of Utah, We won 69% of the vote, a landslide election.
Cruz and Democrat Bernie Sanders victors in yesterday's Wisconsin primary.
And we have won almost all of them with overwhelming landslide numbers.
Hillary Clinton was campaigning in New York. A bill in Idaho that allows public schools to use the Bible for reference purposes is getting the veto from Governor Butch Otter. Governor's decision comes as Tennessee is taking steps toward making the Bible the official state book there. The merger of two giant healthcare companies is being called off. Bloomberg this morning reporting Pfizer is terminating its $160 billion merger with Allergan. Federal officials meeting in South Carolina today discussing the growing problem of prison inmates and cell phones. Officials say contraband cell phones are among the top security threat within prison walls. South Carolina has sought permission to jam the signals. The request is stalling before the FCC. UConn's women's basketball team celebrating again. Huskies capturing a women's record fourth straight national title with the victory over Syracuse 82-51. Federal officials investigating after two companies were involved in a construction accident where a worker was killed and 3 injured in Des Plaines. A veteran Chicago police officer fighting his firing over allegations he lied to investigators about shooting at the wrong auto during an off-duty incident that left the driver of that auto wounded. Chicago police say Officer Francisco Perez should be fired for lying to police oversight investigators. White Sox beat Oakland 5-4. Cubs over the Angels 6-1. Home runs from Rizzo and Fowler. NBA, Memphis over the Bulls. And Andrew Ladd had a pair of goals in the Blackhawks win over Arizona 6-2. The news service of CiCi's Pizza ready for an adventure in flavor. CiCi's brings 3 new flatbread pizzas to the unlimited buffet. Try the new Spinach Alfredo Chicken Bacon Club and Honey Barbecue Chicken. More flavor to explore for the same great value. 5 and change only at CiCi's. Better believe it. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The battle for the Republican nomination is racing towards the convention this summer in Cleveland.
Nobody is going to have enough delegates. We are going to go to a convention. It's going to be open.
Can Trump be stopped?
The only campaign that has beaten Donald Trump and the only campaign that can beat Donald Trump is this campaign.
Will there be a third-party run?
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
What happens next?
We should make it pretty easily based on what I'm seeing.
Happens here.
So we won't have to worry about fighting at a convention.
This is AM 560. The answer.
Here Maps, the app that turns your phone into a car navigation system with offline maps and turn-by-turn guidance. Get it now at here.com/guide.
Hey, let me introduce you to my really good friends at Guardian Security Services. Talk about passion. Man, these guys get it. They provide on-site security officers to a wide variety of businesses in Chicagoland. Gated communities, colleges, financial institutions, you name it. Guardian Security Officers are on-site forming lasting relationships. They're so passionate about exceptional service, their client retention ratio is over 95%, and they just celebrated 41 years in Chicago. They thoroughly screen every applicant, typically only accepting 5 out of 100 officers. They hire the best, so you have the best. Easy to reach and backed by a 24-hour service center and exceptional training. If you're unhappy with your on-site security or door staff or anticipate a need in the future, man, contact Guardian Security Services. Tell them Joe Walsh sent you. Call right now, 708-385-3300. That's 708-385-3300.
It is 6:36. Let's get an update on the roads in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Delay on the Milwaukee North Line. The train due in at 7:16 is running about 47 minutes late. Inbound Edens has delays starting at Oakton. It's 25 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 22. The Kennedy, 28 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 25. The Eisenhower, now 42 minutes. Thorndale to the post office, outbound 31. Stevenson, 43 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan, 25 minutes. 95th to downtown. I-57, Bishop Ford, both 21 minutes from I-80 to the Verge. Traffic is a service of Jackson Hewitt. File with Jackson Hewitt for 100% accuracy, maximum refund guaranteed, and a $50 Walmart e-gift card. Jackson Hewitt, where taxes are less taxing. Minimum tax prep fee required. Valid in participating locations. Terms and conditions apply. See jacksonhewitt.com for details. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center. Considerable clouds, breezy. Rain tapering to showers this afternoon. A more mild high of 54, but we go back into the freezer overnight with evening showers of rain turning to snow, a low of 35. 41 at O'Hare. Next news at 7. And with Dan and Amy and listeners in Mexico, Chicago's Morning Answer continues next with Bruce Wolf and Deborah Rowe on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Artistic Dentistry, providing excellence in the art of science and dentistry. Visit donewithdentures.com.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues now. And make sure to stay tuned to catch me, Mike Gallagher, coming up at 9, only on AM 560, The Answer.
I think the last time I heard somebody say we were going back into the freezer was Jeffrey Dahmer. Was I? Am I right about that? I get it. Bruce Wolf and...
wow.
People are having their coffee.
I know.
Ew.
That's a Danny Thomas spit take from your coffee right there.
It is.
Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy. And we'll hear from Dan and Amy. Did I commit a Freudian slip right
Almost.
there? Just about. Hit the delay. Thank you, Jim.
We'll bring the censors in for you.
Okay. Give us a call on the turnkey.pro answer line at 312-642-5600 or send us a text on the turnkey.pro text line at 64636. And the Amish texter has said Dems passed the bill. We were talking about transgender birth certificates. Yeah. He says the Dems passed a bill to change your sex on a birth certificate. That's nothing. When will they pass a bill to change your status on your death certificate for voting?
Hi-yo!
Yeah. Hi-yo. Yes, exactly. All right.
They already do that.
So there you go. And we had from 773, Illinois already allows folks to change their birth certificates. Usually they add an Irish name right before they run for judge. So there you go. Hey, before we get to the politics, call us about the politics or whatever. They're tearing down the McDonald's near Wrigley Field. Wah, 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 wah. People are very upset, according to this story at ChicagoTribune.com. Juan Carlos Nava ate Big Macs there with his dad every opening day. Curtis Arndt loved the incredible strength of the free Wi-Fi. John Matthews remembers a fast food breakfast before attending his first Cubs game. So what are these people too cheap to eat the food in Wrigley Field?
I'm thinking, what's the big deal?
The food in Wrigley Field traditionally hasn't been that good.
Okay.
And also, last year on opening day, you certainly wanted to use the bathroom at McDonald's as opposed to the flooded bath. Although I understand that it's they've got the whole thing rectified. No pun intended.
Ow! Wow! You are. Whoa! You're rough, Bruce.
My jokes are bad.
You're rough, Bruce.
Oh my goodness! All right. You know what? You know why I don't feel sorry for Cub fans about McDonald's?
Why?
Because speaking of mix, how about McCuddy's? Do you remember McCuddy's?
Yeah.
You're
I've heard of it, but
yeah.
no.
Mike Scott says so. Yeah, the kids don't remember. McCuddy's was across the street of Kaminsky Field, as Barack Obama called it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the old Kaminsky. It was across the street. McCuddy's and Governor Thompson. Do you remember when Governor Thompson was lobbying, at the last minute, for the new ballpark? Remember Governor Thompson on his knees? Do you remember that?
No,
he was on his knees. Unbelievably. Mike, you remember him on his knees, right?
I only remember the pitches. I was living in Michigan at the time, but it made Sports Center, made ESPN. They were covering
You were living in Michigan, so you didn't recall Governor Thompson on his knees.
I do not.
See, if Dan were here right now, he would be laughing hysterically internally.
Well,
all right, so
he doesn't laugh.
I know. He doesn't have a laugh box.
I don't think so.
No. He had a laughectomy. So Governor Thompson was on his knees, and he was begging the legislators, lobbying with them at the last.
I'm biting my tongue, by the way, not to.
I don't think he was
comment.
biting his tongue at the time.
Well, I'm just going to
be
quiet.
So here's the thing. He's lobbying the legislators. I think they actually had to go into overtime in the session at the end of the fiscal year, and he got the new stadium. But he promised that McCuddy's would stay or that it would be rebuilt or whatever. And where is that? I say we renamed the Thompson Center the McCuddy Center, right? Because I don't forget things like that. So we lost McCuddy's. So you think I care about McDonald's being lost for Cub fans?
I keep forgetting you are a White Sox fan.
I was when I grew up. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
I care about myself. All I cared about was what I had to say about the teams. I'm on the field at Minute Maid Field. I'm at Minute Maid Field at 2005 after the World Series. I mean, it's the greatest thing in the world. You're standing on the mound there. You know how big a pitcher's mound is? It's so big. It's like Minnie Minoso's walking back and forth. Kenny Williams is holding the trophy over my head like, I'm not going to let you touch it. Mark Burley's on the mound. We're all standing. It's like the Peanuts gang on the mound. It's like 14, 15 people on the mound. It's the greatest thing in the world. But part of me is like, why didn't you guys do this in 1964? That was your window of opportunity. So it was like too late for me. It's always too late for me.
It's too late.
All right, the election.
Yes.
This is a watershed moment. There's no question about it. Ted Cruz, 99% of the votes, 48% of the vote. Donald Trump, only 35%. Kasich, 14%. In the Badger State, drink, yesterday. And it looks like there's an 80% chance right now, that's what the odds makers are saying, that there is going to be a brokered convention. And I say Ted Cruz wins on the second ballot. What say you?
Well, I say...
Eleanor Clift?
Well, I say that we have to look at New York, of course, and Pennsylvania and California. And of those 3 states alone, Trump is going to garner a significant number of delegates.
Be. However, John Podhoretz of Commentary Magazine mentions this morning in a tweet that there are 400,000 Republicans in New York. And he thinks that retail politics, which Cruz is good at, and Trump is just all about being on television and doesn't have the organization, and whatever organization he has now is in disarray, supposedly. If he goes into Staten Island and Brooklyn, what are we, on the Fan right now? Am I talking about, neighborhoods if he goes in there in any of those neighborhoods, Ted Cruz has a chance of making a dent in New York. Possibly. Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Maybe a scratch.
Maybe.
I don't know about a dent.
Maybe.
But it still goes down, I think, this way. 1237 being the magic number.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz can get there still. Wisconsin being what it is, okay. But Ted Cruz can still get there.
He can get there. Well, I mean, does Rubio have to release his delegates? Or
no.
Oh.
Just mathematically, he can still get there.
Well, it's
let me go on.
Unrealistic.
Cruz absolutely cannot get there.
No, you meant Trump can get there.
Well, that's what I mean. Trump, he can get
Cruz,
there.
Trump.
Well,
okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I get that. No, right. Trump can still get there. And right, he's got the East Coast, but it's not as big as you think. And California is actually kind of liberal Republican,
that's
like
exactly
in Nancy Pelosi's district. So, yeah.
Yes.
Right, he could still get there.
Cruz cannot get there.
And then if he's within like 30 or 40, I mean, Ford was within 30 delegates in 76, and then Ronald Reagan, supposedly the 11th commandment, Ronald Reagan, thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican. He made a fight for it, and Ford wound up winning in 76. So I don't see it as a wrong thing for Ted Cruz to fight, even if it's that close a margin.
No, and I said this for those who haven't listened to us every single day. We're looking at what on time? I see your hands going up.
Let's not make this a technical workshop. That's why I use a gesture.
Well, no, you do that gesture, but I'm going to make the point.
Okay.
You made the point just fly right out of my head when you did that.
I know. That's
right,
what's so
It'll
good.
come back.
It'll come back to me. Why don't you take a cleansing breath here? Enjoy a little Mai Tai or something with vicariously with Dan and Amy on the beach in Cabo. And we'll come back and talk. We got plenty more time, Deb. All right?
Gotcha.
This is Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy on AM 560, The Answer.
Nothing good has ever come out of New York City.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Okay, let's make sure I don't take 90 East for an hour and 40 minutes like I did yesterday. I'm going to listen to Jim Telemonte's traffic. But first, let's have our Cheryl Scott lookalike right here. Give us the weather.
If you didn't bring your umbrella...
Kind of tight, that leather dress you're wearing today.
Stop, Bruce. You better listen to this. Today, considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering off to a couple of showers. A high today of 54, tonight cloudy, followed by some showers and snow later on, a low of 36. And then tomorrow, same thing, cloudy, breezy, chilly, with a rain or snow shower in spots and a high of 46. Now, listen carefully. Here comes Jim Telemonte.
Thank you, Deborah and Bruce. Right now, I-90 is looking great in both directions northwest of Chicago. There is some more road work on the westbound side in a couple of spots between Roselle Road and 59, but no significant delays either way. Northbound Tri-State, little sluggish, Plainfield Road to 47th, then from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue as usual. Don Eden's delays start around Oakton. 25 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 22. The Kennedy, it's 35 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 30. The Eisenhower, now 49 minutes, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 37. Stevenson at 44 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound still okay. Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
Sexual harassment is not sexy.
I'm Lou Dobbs. 2,800 Ford Motor Company jobs are heading south of the border. Puerto Rico's crisis is worsening. Iran won't gain access to our country's financial system, at least not yet. Those stories next.
Tax problems? They only get worse if you don't do anything. Are you an individual or business that owes at least $10,000 in back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns? Don't risk garnishments or levies on your wages, bank accounts, or accounts receivable. Call Rapid Resolution Tax Group now. They're Better Business Bureau A+ rated and accredited. Tax attorneys, enrolled agents, tax professionals, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. No tax problem is too big. They've helped many people just like you with their tax problems. Pick up the phone and call 800-601-2929 now. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can settle your tax debt for less, remove penalties and fees, stop garnishments and levies. You may even qualify for the IRS Fresh Start Initiative. You do have rights as an American. Don't let your tax problems get worse. Call Rapid Resolution Tax Group for a free consultation at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929. Call now.
Reports due out today on job creation and mortgage applications. Those reports will give Wall Street investors another snapshot of our economy. Ford Motors says it will build a new $1.6 billion assembly plant in Mexico. Ford will shift small car production, about 2,800 jobs, to Mexico, even as such moves are being derided by the GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. Iran won't be given access to the U.S. financial system as part of the sanctions relief granted it under the Obama administration's nuclear deal. A top State Department official says rumors about Iran gaining access are not true. Puerto Rico's Senate has approved a measure allowing the governor to declare a fiscal emergency in the worsening economic crisis. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing home? Then you need to do what I did, and that's call David Hochberg at Pearl Mortgage. Kevin, Army veteran, called his realtor's preferred lender who pre-qualified him for a mortgage. When he purchased the home, he called the realtor's preferred lender who forgot his name and didn't have any notes from their previous conversations. Now, Kevin was upset and frustrated, so you know what he did? He called his dad for advice, and Kevin's dad told him to call David because he was the only lender he trusted. David thanked Kevin for his service, answered his questions, and introduced him to his VA loan expert, who is an Air Force veteran who's helped Kevin secure that VA loan. Now, if you're a veteran purchasing a home and would like to work with a team of loan experts who specialize in helping veterans secure VA loans, then you should call David Hochberg right now. 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. David has helped me and thousands of AM 560 listeners, but guess what? He can't help you if you don't call him. Call him now, 312-751-1333. That's 312-751-1333, or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee, 4358 NMLS 19186.
There are two kinds of pain: pain that goes away and the worst kind, chronic pain. If you suffer from chronic pain, life is not complete and it can be miserable. Unfortunately, most people use narcotics that mask the pain. You need to find the source of the chronic pain and get relief.
This is Dr. Ken Candido of Chicago Anesthesia Pain Specialists. We're serious players in the management of pain, and our team are national leaders as well as being educators in the treatment of pain. We will work with you to diminish or eliminate your pain and help you get your life back. You know, there's a nationwide narcotics epidemic, and people are too quick to mask over chronic pain instead of looking for the cause and treating or eliminating the pain. Contact us. We will help you.
Go to mypainchicago.com. Call and make an appointment with some of the best pain people in the nation, located here in Chicago. mypainchicago.com. You or someone you know suffers in the suffering of chronic pain. mypainchicago.com. Let's make you pain-free.
AM 560, The Answer.
Well, hello. Hola, as they say over here in Puerto Los Cabos. We are at the Secrets Puerto Los Cabos Golf and Spa Resort in beautiful Mexico on our Escape to Cabo trip presented by Dermatology and Plastic Surgery and Associates and by Artistic Dentistry. And thanks to Apple Vacations for making this trip possible. We will be here all week. We're talking with some of the listeners who have come along, as well as some of the sponsors who have also joined us on this great trip. And we welcome now Jeanette Akrush from Artistic Dentistry, one of the sponsors of our trip, who couldn't join us on the trip, but she joins us now by phone. Jeanette, how are you?
Good morning, Amy. How are you today?
Well, we're well. We're in the warm sunshine here in Cabo. And, you know, for people who aren't familiar with Artistic Dentistry, tell us about the services that you provide.
Well, Amy, at Artistic Dentistry, we're a full-service dental office, and we provide comprehensive services such as amalgam-free dental fillings, crowns, and dental cleanings. But unlike most general dentists, we're able to provide additional services such as root canal therapy and dental implants in the comfort of our office without the need to send our patients to a specialist.
Now, most people dread going to the dentist, and I know that patient comfort for you is a big deal. What does that look like for your patients?
Patient comfort is paramount in our office. We pride ourselves on patient comfort, and this begins the moment you walk in the door. From the smiling faces of the front desk to greet you, to the memory foam head and back support in our operator chairs, to the nice touch of a warm face towel at the end of the procedures. We offer 3D cinema goggles where a patient can actually watch a movie or their favorite TV show during the procedure, and then add in a little laughing gas, and you're not going to get too much more comfortable than that.
Many of our listeners might not know what options are available when it comes to dental implants, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, dental implants, most people think of, the all-on-4 full restorative dental replacement when they think of implants these days. But an implant can be used to replace a single missing tooth, several teeth, or, to replace a partial and full dentures with permanent teeth that don't need to be removed at night, and they don't cover the roof of your mouth, so you can actually taste your food. Dental implants really are the next best thing to your natural teeth. I mean, they look, feel, and function just like real teeth. So there's no more struggling with, biting into your food or your dentures slipping out when you speak. They can also put an end to, the discomfort and embarrassment of dentures. They're custom designed for the most accurate fit, and they actually become part of your mouth, just like your natural tooth.
And we all know that dental care can be very expensive. How do you help people with financing?
So we understand that some people are going to shy away from getting the dental work they need because of the cost. And unfortunately, Obamacare has affected the dental industry as well, and that's an interview all on its own. But to start, we're competitive on our pricing. Our insurance coordinator has over 30 years of experience dealing with dental insurance. So what we do is we familiarize ourselves with your dental insurance plan benefits before your first visit. So that way we can work directly with the insurance company and we seek out to maximize your benefits. But what we also offer is a no-interest financing. And once that's established, you can use your financing whenever you need it for any procedure. That means you don't have to put off the health and beauty of your smile on hold, until you can save enough money. But it's really, I think, important to recognize the fact that cosmetic and restorative dentistry, it's really a worthwhile investment, not only in your appearance, but also in the oral health and the quality of life.
Well, you know what, Jeanette, congratulations to Artistic Dentistry. You have a 5-star rating on Yelp, and you've been in business for more than 25 years, and patients come to visit you from all over the country, especially Indiana, right?
This is true, and we've been awarded a platinum partner from Novo Biocare, which is the leading industry in dental implants. And we're also the top Zoom whitening provider for Illinois.
Thank you so much, Jeanette Akrush from Artistic Dentistry. They can be reached at this number, 708-301-6060, or online at artisticdentistrypc.com. Thanks again, Jeanette.
Thank you so much, Amy.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you have to worry about identity theft during tax season? Yes. The IRS has reported over $6 billion in fraudulent refunds in a single tax year due to identity theft. Does it matter if you're not getting a refund? No. Thieves can use the information from your tax documents to steal your identity anytime. Can getting a neck massage make worrying about identity theft less stressful? Yeah. Who doesn't like a neck massage? but it won't help like LifeLock can. When you're a LifeLock member, you have access to our team of U.S.-based specialists who know the steps to take to work to resolve identity theft issues during tax season and every other time of year. With LifeLock, identity theft can be less of a pain in the neck. Get LifeLock for peace of mind year-round. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. And now you can get 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code NEWS. LifeLock.
If you're at or nearing retirement, you know the low interest rate environment has changed the rules of retirement. Huge threats also loom that could drastically affect your wealth. You need to guard against the IRS, attorneys, and nursing homes becoming your biggest beneficiaries. The good news is there are strategies to help protect your investment gains in these uncertain economic times. Discover how to do this and much more by attending Retire with Confidence from the Alpha Wealth Group. Tom Fortino, Fox Business contributor and host of the Alpha Wealth Hour, heard Saturdays on AM 560, is hosting this free educational workshop, Retire with Confidence, on Saturday, April 9th in Oak Brook Terrace. To reserve your seat for Retire with Confidence, call the Alpha Wealth Group today at 630-519-4742. Space is limited. This could be the best 60 minutes you invest in your financial future. That's 630-519-4742. 630-519-4742. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc.
CertaPro painters are here for every stage of your life, from moving into a new home, creating the ideal nursery, to reinventing your living space. CertaPro painting experts create the perfect setting while you do life. They came to our home and brightened our walls and our moods so very quiet they wouldn't wake a baby. But the best part? They clean up after themselves so you don't have to do it. And now that spring is here, it is the perfect time to spruce up your home's exterior. Take a look at your home. Do you see chipping, peeling, fading? Well, leave it to CertaPro painting experts to refresh, renew, and protect your biggest investment, your home. Now is the time to call for your free estimate and schedule your exterior painting project. 1-800-GO-CERTA, 1-800-GOCERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Or visit CertaPro.com today, CertaPro.com. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Mike Rowe here with a quick IAQ test from my buddy Bill.
Wait, I didn't study.
IAQ stands for Indoor Air Quality, something 1 hour excels at.
Well, I aced my SATs, so...
Yes or no? Do you breathe inside your home?
Yeah.
And what do you breathe?
Air.
And what's in that air?
Air?
Sorry, we were looking for dust mites, household pollutants, even formaldehyde.
Wait, I need to move.
Or you could call 1 hour and improve your IAQ.
That sounds smarter.
Let's see how you do with the disclaimer.
Each independent franchise is licensed in its respective state or county.
Not bad.
Trump says Cruz is a Trojan horse, but was Wisconsin the Achilles heel for Donald Trump? I, Agamemnon, and you, Deborah Clytemnestra, will come back after the news to talk more Greek mythology and what happened last night in the primary. Now it is time for the news with Mike Scott.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. Donald Trump takes a beating as Ted Cruz takes Wisconsin.
It is a call from the hardworking men and women of Wisconsin to the people of America. We have a choice, a real choice.
Cruz got nearly half the Republican vote on almost all the 42 delegates. Trump tweeted that Cruz is a Trojan horse being used by party bosses to try to steal the nomination from him. Bernie Sanders won the Democratic primary. Fox's Jeff Manasso live in Milwaukee.
Dave, a big win for Bernie Sanders, who just months ago the polls showed had no chance against Hillary Clinton here.
With our victory tonight in Wisconsin, we have now won 7 out of 8 of the last caucuses and primaries.
Sanders picking up 57% of the Wisconsin vote, telling people at a rally in Wyoming last night that he's got the momentum heading into delegate-rich New York, where he's closed the gap, but where Clinton holds a double-digit and delegate count lead. Dave?
Jeff, a vote in Ferguson, Missouri may cloud the city's Justice Department settlement. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, the settlement over the death of Michael Brown is up in the air after voters rejected a tax increase designed to help pay for changes to the city's criminal justice system. They approved a sales sales tax increase, but said no to a real estate tax hike. Under the settlement reached after a Justice Department investigation uncovered racial bias. The city is supposed to provide diversity training for police and body cameras for all officers. Dave.
Rachel, Pfizer's not changing its address after all. The U.S. drug maker's canceling its $160 billion plan to buy Irish-based Allergan. The deal would not have moved Pfizer's operations, but would have let it use the Ireland address to save money in U.S. taxes until the Treasury Department just put in new rules to block a so-called tax inversion plan. Idaho's Republican governor says he has deep respect for the Bible, but Butch Otter's vetoed a bill that would have permitted using the Bible in public school curriculum. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Cloudy and 43 degrees. 7:02 is our time on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Federal officials continue their probe of two construction companies after a worker was killed and 3 others hurt in Des Plaines. The accident happened Tuesday when a 40-ton steel bridge beam fell on the workers as they were trying to remove it at I-90 and Touhy Avenue. Occupational Safety and Health Administration officials say that pier rolled while workers were cutting steel that was bracing it, and the probe extends to Omega Demolition of Elgin and the general contractor of the project, Jude Law Contracting. Hundreds of families were mistakenly told by the Chicago Public Schools their children had a spot at one of the city's top magnet schools. Only 16 spots were available at LaSalle Elementary Magnet on the north side. CPS says it did send out 512 offer letters to families in error. Police say the body of a teen swept into Lake Michigan has been recovered. Ivan Echevarria was pulled from the lake Monday, not far from Diversey Harbor. It's the same area where he drowned after a huge wave knocked him into the water in February. Travelers hoping to speed through airport security can now apply for membership in the PreCheck program at a temporary site located at O'Hare. The center taking applications through May 13. 5 other sites are also located scattered around the Chicago area. The TSA allows previously vetted flyers to use special lanes to speed through checkpoints. Shoes, belts, and light jackets will stay on. Laptops and liquids can stay in your bag for an $85 5-year membership fee. White Sox beat Oakland 5-4. They're 2-0 on the young baseball season. Same story for the Cubs. Winners over the Angels 6-1, thanks to home runs from Rizzo and Fowler. Memphis bulldozed the Bulls 108-92. And the Blackhawks were winners over Arizona 6-2, thanks to a pair of goals from Andrew Ladd. The news service of Napa Auto Parts. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, get VP ready to use small engine fuel for just $4.99. The perfect premix fuel for all your lawn and garden equipment. That's Napa know-how while supplies last. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Personal finance is 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge.
Dave Ramsey.
The reason you're in debt is behavior, not math. The way you get out of debt is behavior, change, not math. You can't borrow your way out of debt. How many times have you heard someone say, I had a whole bunch of credit card debt and I paid it off by getting a second mortgage? You didn't pay it off. You moved it.
The Dave Ramsey Show. Weeknights starting at 7, right before Michael Medved at 10. Presented by Wintrust Community Bank on AM 560. The Answer.
If you have sore joints, discover a breakthrough in joint health. Cosamin ASU. A unique patented formula, Cosamin ASU goes to work fast on a cellular level inside your joints. Its active ingredients are shown to inhibit specific enzymes that break down cartilage as you age, helping protect the joint cushioning cartilage important for comfortable activity. Try Cosamin ASU at Costco.com and other fine retailers.
People all across the country are enjoying the flexibility of working when they want, earning extra money on their schedule when they drive with Uber.
The first time I turned the app on was because I was going to visit my sister and thought I should probably make some extra cash so that I'll have spending money. And then I had $400. This is the best decision I made. It's a no-brainer, really.
Enjoy the flexibility of working when you want, earning extra money on your schedule. Sign up to Drive with Uber today. Go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, or smoking. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. If lines are busy, try again. Dial 1-800-663-1592. That's 1-800-663-1592. 1-800-663-1592.
7:06 in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center. Very latest now with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the inbound Edens, traffic is stop and go between Pratt and Montrose. It's 26 minutes from Lake Hook to the junction, outbound 23. The Kennedy with delays starting at Cumberland. It's now 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 25 from Montrose. Heavier, 30 minutes in the Express. Outbound, 35 minutes downtown to the airport. The Eisenhower really bottled up from Manheim to California. An hour from Thorndale to downtown, outbound 39 minutes. Stevenson, 52 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36. The Ryan is 25 minutes, 95th to downtown, I-57, Bishop Ford, both 21 minutes from I-80 to the merge. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, so Lawrence to Wilson, where there's a report of a crash. Northbound Tri-State heavy from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Northbound Veterans Memorial, just a little heavy approaching the Reagan Tollway. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the AirComfort.com Weather Center. 80 years of quality mechanical solutions for your business. The latest with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Cloudy and breezy today with rain tapering to a couple of showers, high 54. An evening shower in spots followed by a couple of late night rain or snow showers, low 36. Then a rain or snow shower in spots tomorrow, high of 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
43 at O'Hare, 44 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 7:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Saul Z and the Z-Team Realty. They guarantee to sell your home in 59 days or they'll sell it for free. Log on to callsaul.net for details.
Good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
Will you ever put it behind you?
Oh, I'm sure I will, because there's nothing to it. So since last summer, I think last August, I've said, anytime you want to talk to me, here I am, but nothing inappropriate was done.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
Tonight was a bad night for Hillary Clinton. It was a bad night in the Democratic primary, and it was an even worse night for her in the Republican primary.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
It has been projected in the New York Daily News editorial board meeting that I did with them that I know nothing of whereof I speak. I said Israel has to improve relations with the Palestinians, but I really couldn't specify anything, and then I said I'm not qualified. How come the New York Daily News didn't have one of its tabloid-type headlines saying collaborator and having me in a concentration camp outfit? The first
that
Jewish,
is nonsense.
I mean, how come Joe Lieberman couldn't have been the first Jewish president? Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy. Give us a call at 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600, or send us a text on the Turnkey.pro text line at 64636. And we got a text from 630. Can Bruce take a cleansing breath like Trump? Thinks out loud. And from 708, Cruz can win on any ballot he wants, but Trump supporters will stay home if it's Cruz.
You know, and on that point, I really want to say this because I voted for Ted Cruz in the primary. And for those of you who don't know, you can visit my blog, Deborah's World. And I've written a piece about Donald Trump and why people really, his supporters are just so committed to him. For me, I am going to vote for Donald Trump. What really bothers me is that those that don't like Trump are making the atmosphere so very toxic. And the divide is going to be so strong.
He's not a conservative.
But you know what? Here, let me quote something a friend of mine sent to me. What have conservatives done for us lately? I'm not going to read the whole thing. Besides, give President Obama everything he wants, immigration. You know, I listened to all
Ted Cruz didn't want to do it. He wanted to shut down the government.
Yeah, but here's the Ted Cruz thing. This is why I voted for Ted Cruz. On the Supreme Court, selections, he's going to be fabulous. I do believe that.
Sure. And Trump might put somebody in like Merrick Garland.
But I doubt that very seriously.
Do you know what Donald Trump said about Antonin Scalia before he died?
No.
That Scalia was wrong about affirmative action.
That could be his opinion. He may change that again. I don't know. That's the point.
Well, do you want a Flibberty Gibbet? Somebody who's from the
but
law firm of Arbitrary and Capricious?
But we've had flip-floppers forever. All of these professional politicians, these conservatives, this is why we're in the mess that we're in right now.
So now we're going to have an amateur who's a flip-flopper.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's never run for office. He hasn't made the type of promises that we're going to get in and fight and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and then go in the back room and make deals to give Obama his way.
He is worse than the Music Man.
He deserves a fair
promising
shot.
us through the Think method that we're going to be able to play the trombone.
Cruz supported the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not going to stop with that. So we have to remember that.
Join the Lake County Republicans for their 54th annual Spring Gala on Friday, April 15th at the Marriott Lincolnshire Resort. Tickets are $125 for dinner and $250 for patrons. All funds raised goes towards keeping their Libertyville storefront office open during election season. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit 560theanswer.com and search the keyword Gala or call their office at 847-680-6680. That's 847-680-6680. Oh, well, let's hear. You know my theory that everybody is a truther about something.
Yeah.
I forgot what you're a truther about.
I'm not telling you.
Well, I think you told me the other day. Dan Proft is a truther about Jay Cutler having tanked in the second half of the NFC Championship game a few years ago because he had a bad first half and then he just should have rubbed dirt on his knee and come back in. That's a truther. I think we got a truther on the line right now, and that is Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Good morning.
Yes, hi. If Ted Cruz was born in Canada, which they don't deny, how is he eligible to be president? Isn't that what stopped Arnold Schwarzenegger from running for president because he wasn't born here? And will Trump go back to
Wait a minute.
That's what worked for him.
Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't born here, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's parents, were they Americans?
Ted Cruz's father wasn't American. His mother was, but he lived in Canada.
If your mother is Jewish, then you're Jewish. Thanks very much, Patrick. I'm sorry I cut you off. Let's go to Mark from Romeoville.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Deborah.
Hey, Mark.
Deborah, I've got a question for you. You said those that don't like Trump are so toxic. Have you read the blogs? I mean, the Trumpsters are rabid.
There is a lot of that, Mark, but I guess my real point is we're letting this atmosphere on both sides get so toxic. And I told you the other day, Bruce, I am frightened about what's going to happen at that convention.
Donald Trump is so incendiary. I mean, he insulted Ted Cruz's wife. Do I have to enumerate the malfeasances of Donald Trump? Very quickly, let's go to Noel.
Or is it Noel?
So, that's quite a...
So take the streetcar. Hey,
Good
Noel.
morning.
Yes.
I almost crashed here listening to you, Brenda, saying how
Deborah.
That's right.
Donald Trump anti-Trumpers are the ones that are making the environment toxic. Wasn't Donald Trump the one calling to beat people up at his rallies, and he would pay their legal fees?
No, there you're wrong.
Donald Trump.
No, he didn't. He
look
didn't.
it up.
Wait, we got to go, Noel. But Noel's right. And as a matter of fact, to change the topic today, as John Podhoretz says, Donald Trump is going to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
But you know what? The real toxic, I'm not necessarily even talking about voters per se. I'm talking about they say the establishment. I don't even like to call them the establishment, but the establishment and operatives, they are most toxic. And that, to me, is going to lead to something very ugly at the convention.
Oh, it's going to be an ugly convention, all right.
Very ugly.
And I'm going to love it. More of your calls and texts.
You'll love it when Bernie Sanders is in, because that's what it's going to lead to.
We haven't done our obligatory Hillary bashing on the 7s and Obama bashing on the 8s. We've got to have that as well. Coming up after these words.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
And here's Deborah with the weather.
There, microphone on. Today, considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers. A high today of 54. Tonight, cold, an evening shower followed by showers of rain and snow later. A low of 36. And for tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly with a rain or snow shower in spots. A high of 46. Mr. Jim Telemonte standing by with traffic.
Thank you, Deborah and Bruce. The inbound Kennedy has heavy delays from Harlem into downtown Chicago. It's 47 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 25 for Montrose, but 35 on the Express. There is an express lane stall near North Avenue blocking the left lane. Eden's 28 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 23. The Eisenhower. It is an hour from Thorndale to downtown and 47 minutes from Manheim, outbound 42 to Thorndale. Stevenson, 52 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36. The Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to the Loop. Lakeshore Drive, southbound, stop and go Bryn Mawr to Wilson with a crash blocking 2 left lanes. Northbound Tri-State slow from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Northbound Veterans Memorial. The delay is from 75th to the Reagan Tollway. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
If you're in business, you know the importance of communications. Telephony and internet services can mean success and profits. Chicago-based Innovative Networks is a complete provider of high-tech voice and data services that allow your phones and data to efficiently follow you anywhere, in the office or across the world. For companies of all sizes and industries, Innovative Networks provides state-of-the-art equipment, installation, and maintenance for a minimal monthly fee. Your company can enjoy the benefits of superior communications and greater profits. Innovative Networks is offering AM560 listeners with a business this special deal. Listen up. Pay zero upfront plus up to 80% savings over major providers. For your free business communications consultation, call Innovative Networks, an accredited and award-winning Better Business Bureau service provider at 855-GO-4-INET or visit go4inet.com. That's 855-GO-4-INET. Innovative Networks, communication, technology, and reliability for Chicagoland business. 855-GO-4-INET.
The only significant among all the vitamins I changed, nothing affected cholesterol. I took this and my cholesterol dropped by 15 or 20%.
Yeah, with the acid reflux, and I have GERD and gastritis, and it really seems to be helping a lot, and my husband too. I mean, we're very happy with the product, I got to say it. It's been great, and we've seen dramatic results, so I can't say anything bad about it. We've really been happy with the product. We've been amazed with it.
There is a value in it because it has fruits and veggies, and I'm not a fruit and veggies eater, and I know this is helpful.
Good health is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now and take the health challenge to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Hey, the security officers at your business are an extension of your business. Because they are, you got to have the best. Often the first person your customer meets is your security officer, so they need to be professional, friendly, and courteous. Hey, if you're having issues with your security provider, don't tolerate it. Man, call Guardian Security Services. They're friends of mine. They're at the top of their game, setting the bar for customer service for the past 41 years in Chicago. Easy to reach if you have questions. They pride themselves on a client retention ratio greater than 95% and the best training and vetting practices in the industry. Hey, if you're unhappy with your on-site security officer or doorman, hey, call Guardian Security Services. Get a free consultation and tell them Joe Walsh sent you. Right now, call 708-385-3300. That's 708-385-3300 or online at guardiansecurityinc.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Bruce Wolf and Deborah in for Dan and Amy. Coming up after the news, we'll talk to Stephen Moore, chief economist at the Heritage Foundation. Is he like an advisor for Trump right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Moore. You know, I've talked to him a million times, but I think he did. I'll Google that. Anyway, you can call us at 312-642-5600 on the Turnkey.pro answer line, or send us a text on the Turnkey.pro text line at 64636. And I want to tell you the sacrifice I made in order to access on the computer screen here the text imaging or text line here on my computer.
Yeah.
Because when I log in the morning, there's a choice between Google Chrome and Mozilla, and I will not go on Mozilla because they fired the CEO, the creator of the company, because he donated money as a private individual years ago to the California proposition to keep marriage between a man and a woman. So, I mean, that is such an incursion on religious liberty. So I don't want to go on Mozilla, but I found out that the only way to I don't want to turn this into a technical workshop here. The only way to access the turnkey.pro text line is to go through Mozilla. So I had to do it for you people. So can I at least read a couple of texts here, Deb?
Go right ahead.
Because I betrayed the founder of Mozilla. One of the texts here is from 708. Trump is a liberal Democrat. Hashtag never Trump. We've got... let's see. I can't read that far away.
Then we should move on and let's go to the phones.
Put this one in the can for the Broadcast Hall of Fame, will you?
Please clap.
Okay, yeah, please clap. That's the sound of several hands clapping for George Bush. Or Jeb Bush. Whatever. They're all fungible. All right. Should we go to... I'm going to give 49 seconds to Sean, okay, from Elmwood Park. Sean, can you do it in 49 seconds?
Once again, Deborah is absolutely wrong. Ted Cruz did not support the TPP.
Yes,
See,
he
Deborah,
did.
there's a difference. No, you're wrong.
No,
We have this
wrong.
thing called Google. We have this thing called Google.
Yes,
He supported the Trade Promotion Authority, which was interwoven into the bill by Mitch McConnell. He did not support the TPP.
Actually, I've just watched Ted Cruz about maybe 3 weeks ago saying
You know
that he
what?
had
It
to give
doesn't
his
matter.
own-
You're going to bang the tambourine no matter what,
Well,
because
it's
you're
not-
a party first. Party first, the commissar. Regardless of what the Republicans,
What?
I'm a Republican, and that's why you don't know the difference between a conservative and a Republican. You don't realize that trade deficit for the citizen of the country is great. There's no such thing as bad trade deficit. You're going to believe anything that the chancellor of Trump University says because he makes you feel like he's going to right all your wrongs.
Sean,
And
you're
what you
wrong
don't
about that.
understand-
All right,
Trump
he's
University
had
got
57
A ratings.
seconds, and that's like 50 seconds
Sean,
too
You
long.
better limit me. You better limit me, because I'll correct you every time you're wrong.
I want you to
better
call,
limit the time.
Sean,
I
I'm
want
gonna-
you to call.
I'm going to second the emotion from Sean.
All right, here's
Sean
the
is
thing.
right.
He's
absolutely right.
absolutely is not right, and
Oh,
he's so.
I don't wanna
you
go-
know,
I don't wanna go
wrote
into the
this
weeds.
piece. Actually, it was a piece written about me because so many people were angry at me. Why? I'm talking about 12, 13 years ago, because I said I'm not a Republican. I am a conservative first
great.
and foremost.
I'm glad what you are.
Why? Because most of these so-called Republicans, they have not served their voters, their supporters well. So you say, so you're going to go with Trump? You're darn right. If he gets the nomination, I absolutely will, because we have to remember the alternatives, which are Bernie Sanders, which I would rather, like the libs always say, I'd rather leave the country than to have a President Sanders or Hillary Clinton. Both are bad.
Okay, you got your bona fides as a
You know what really
conservative.
grinds my gears?
Though. But my point is, people like Sean, who hasn't read anything, he just likes to come on every morning and blow hot air.
Are you saying he's
That's-
bloviating?
He's bloviating.
Okay. That's your
All
word of the
right.
day. I'm Bill O'Reilly. All right, let's go to Verlin.
on.
Verlin from the south side of Chicago. Good morning.
All right.
Verlin.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. But before I go off on my tangent, I want to say, Bruce, it's good hearing your voice. I love you like the twin brother that didn't make it. Now,
Wow.
Now, Donna, I got something to say to
And
you.
I'm Deborah.
Now,
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm sorry, Deborah.
That's all right.
I got something to say to you. Now, I'm a never Trump guy, but I don't hold him to every word he says. Only thing that I say to Trump is stick to what you say.
Yeah.
Like the abortion comment. I think it was a good comment, because if you got so-called values and you so-called conservative and you believe in church doctrine and you're values.
Wait a minute, Verlin, just a point of information here. Which point that
I
Trump
want to
made
hear. I was going to let him
about
finish.
abortion?
Let him finish.
The point of him women being should be punished. Women should be punished for abortion.
He was thinking that out loud.
I'm saying it out loud. women should be punished for abortion if you believe in church doctrine. There's no such thing as exception when it comes to the exceptions when it comes to the church. You had fun making that baby. You let that baby be lived. Let that baby live.
What is the Pope's view? What is the
abortion? Women want abortion on demand. It's not. It doesn't work like that. Let me tell you the reason why they should be punished. It takes two to tango. It's not the doctor's fault that a woman is searching for an abortion like a crackhead searching for rocks. Don't blame the drug dealer for that person making the decision to put a pipe up to their mouth, or that person making the decision to have sex. It's all called accountability. No. So guess what?
Verlin,
Trump should have stuck to his
no, he shouldn't have, because he would have lost everybody. But thank you, Verlin.
Not only that was one of the many crazy things that Trump has said.
Well, wait a minute. Actually, there is a logical point that Verlin was making. He was screaming it, but there is a logical point. I mean, it's in the law we call respondeat superior. Let me explain this to you.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctor is merely the agent of the woman's actions. The woman has to take responsibility for what the doctor does, but it is the doctrine of the pro-life movement, and I think including the Pope would say this too, that we're not going to punish the woman. We want to heal the woman. That's the pro-life woman. But Donald Trump, as he was thinking it, you could see him thinking it through.
Many outrageous things that Trump has said that made no sense. It made no sense whatsoever. If anything, the law has been established, and we must uphold the law. If a doctor, if it was illegal, was the theoretical question. If it were illegal and a doctor performed it, clearly you go after the doctor.
I cherish women.
Okay, my head is spinning right now. I'm getting a little dizzy. I got to sit down here somewhere. I'm getting a little nauseated right now. Coming up at 7:30, something or other. What, about 8, 6, something along those lines. I feel like Jack Brickhouse doing a Bears game. The ball's at the 5-yard. They call it the 3, the 2-yard. Oh, no, it's a touchdown. Stephen Moore, the chief economist at the Heritage Foundation, will somehow defend the socialist economics of Donald Trump. I cannot wait for that.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Got a mouth on that guy. Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're serious about selling your home, now's the time. Supply is low, and it's a great seller's market in many Chicagoland neighborhoods. Now, I've done the research, and along with my Salem radio colleagues, Dennis Prager and Michael Medved, we all recommend that you call Saul. Saul Z and the Z team are so good that if they don't sell your home in 59 days, they'll sell it for free, guaranteed. Saul is ranked 106th out of 1.2 million agents by the Wall Street Journal. His proven marketing system is so effective that he sells on average a home every single day, attracting multiple full-price offers. Now, that demand helps sell your home fast at the highest price. It's a no-brainer. If I was selling a home in Chicagoland, I'd definitely call Saul. 888-346-0666 or call Saul, SAUL.net. Call Saul.net or 888-346-0666. You'd better call Saul.
Gentlemen, Stan Proft. Every year you make New Year's resolutions, but do you lack the energy and motivation to tackle them? Maybe it's caused by low T. Low testosterone levels can make you feel tired and less motivated to do the things you want to accomplish. If you've been feeling like a grumpy old man lately, it's time to get your testosterone level checked at Low T Center. It's quick, easy, and with their on-site lab, you'll know your results in minutes. I did. Plus, their services are covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and irritable and can raise your cholesterol and cause weight gain. Low T Center's experienced medical staff will educate you on the benefits and the risks of testosterone replacement. Low T Center even has convenient and flexible hours. So start tackling your New Year's resolutions and call Low T Center today and tell them Dan Proft sent you. Call 630-409-4305. That number, 630-409-4305, or visit lowtcenter.com. That website, lowtcenter.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up after the news, we'll talk to Stephen Moore, the chief economist at the Heritage Foundation, and ask him, among other things, does he like the Trump strategy of going after the delegates in their hotel rooms What is he going to turn all of them into Aaron Andrewses and get them awarded $55 million each by the Trump campaign? All that coming up, but now it's time for the news with Mike Scott.
Bruce and Deborah, good morning. 45 degrees. Winds in Wisconsin for Cruz and Sanders. Highlighting this morning how important delegate math is. There were 42 delegates at stake in the Republican race, more than twice that in the Democratic race, and Ted Cruz cleaned up and took a victory lap last night.
Tonight is a turning point. It is a rallying cry. It is a call from the hardworking men and women of Wisconsin to the people of America.
Bernie Sanders celebrating yet another win over Hillary Clinton.
And we have won almost all of them with overwhelming landslide numbers.
Sanders saying Clinton is getting nervous, and he believes he has a good chance in New York. An Alabama lawmaker is moving forward with an effort to impeach Governor Robert Bentley. Republican Senator Ed Henry filed formal articles of impeachment against the governor. Talk began after a news report surfaced of an alleged affair between the governor and a top aide. An FBI probe into alleged corruption at the New York Police Department is reportedly uncovering lavish gifts, possibly in exchange for favors. The New York Post says as many as 20 high-ranking New York City police officers received Super Bowl tickets, vacations to China and Rome. The merger of two giant healthcare companies is being called off. Bloomberg says Pfizer is terminating its deal, $160 billion worth, with Allergan. FBI investigators still examining that iPhone of one of the San Bernardino shooters. The Wall Street Journal reporting FBI lawyer James Baker spoke about the investigation into Syed Farook's phone at a privacy conference in Washington, D.C., saying the examination continues. Federal officials are investigating two companies after a construction worker was killed in Des Plaines, 3 others injured. The accident happened early yesterday when a 40-ton steel beam fell on the workers as they tried to remove it during bridge construction over I-90. Chicago Blues Festival will include a celebration of the city's independent blues record label, Alligator Records. It's also a tribute to guitarist Otis Rush. The city announced that lineup on Tuesday. And it has been a long, and I do mean a long dry spell in Ephraim, Wisconsin, but it's now over. Voters in the Door County hamlet have lifted a long-standing ban on alcohol sales. Sales of beer and wine will now be allowed. The village of about 300 has been dry since Norwegian Moravians founded it in 1853. Chicago sports, White Sox over Oakland 5-4. Cubs beat the Angels 6-1. Memphis topped the Bulls, and the Blackhawks winners over Arizona. The news, a service of Staples. Staples has low prices every day, and with Staples Price Match Guarantee, you'll get the lowest price on everything you need. Price Match is good at checkout for items from retailers operating online and in-store or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store or staples.com for details. Staples, make more happen. 7:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher tries to keep up with Decision 2016.
A letter, a death threat sent to Eric Trump, one of Trump's sons. Watching this morning the Today Show on NBC, and Matt Lauer says, are things going too far? That cow left that barn a while ago. Republican leaders meeting to try to figure out how to stop a Republican nominee for president? The whole thing is pretty crazy.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas. Best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Every time you pull up to your home, you notice it. Your neighbors probably notice it too. Your paint is chipping, peeling, fading. You gonna paint your home yourself? I don't think so. Gonna pay someone else every few years to paint? That makes no sense. The solution? Rhino Shield. Rhino Shield is a revolutionary permanent ceramic coating that comes with a 25-year warranty. Bottom line, with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint your home again. Guaranteed. It's perfect for wood, brick, stucco, vinyl, and steel. And unlike vinyl, it won't mold or mildew. Call for your free estimate. 847-371-0400. It's more affordable than you think. Call 847-371-0400.
No pain, don't
Don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Call Rhino Shield for your free estimate and never paint your home again. 847-371-0400. 847-371-0400. That's 847-371-0400.
7:35 in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center. Let's get the latest with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the northbound Tri-State Tollway, traffic is now slow going from 95th to 31st and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Adams Tollway, stop and go Roselle to Beecham. The Veterans Memorial, very slow. The Boughton Toll to the Reagan Tollway, Butterfield to St. Charles, and from the Army Trail Toll to 290. Edens runs 31 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 27th. The Kennedy, an hour. O'Hare to downtown, heavier in the Express, outbound 40 minutes. The Eisenhower, an hour and 5 minutes from Thorndale to the post office, outbound 42 minutes. Stevenson, 57 minutes from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound fine. Ryan is 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic is a service of Little Caesars, home of the large $5 hot and ready pepperoni pizza. Everybody loves bacon. That's why Little Caesars is proud to announce a hot and ready bacon-wrapped crust deep dish pizza is back for just $12. That's a large deep dish pizza wrapped in over 3.5 feet of bacon. Hot and ready every day between 4 and 8 p.m. Only at Little Caesars. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the AirComfort.com Weather Center. Considerable clouds today. Most of the heavy weather has moved off to the east, leaving behind some light rain showers, high 54 today. Then we get cold over the evening with a shower of rain or snow late, low 36. 44 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. And with Dan and Amy and listeners in Mexico, Chicago's Morning Answer continues next with Bruce Wolf and Deborah Rowe on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Aging Info Radio. Heard Sunday mornings at 9, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy. You can give us a call on the Turnkey.pro answer line at 312-642-5600 or send us a text on the Turnkey.pro text line at 646-36. I see a tweet from Jonah Goldberg of National Review. It looks like the question is Megyn Kelly leaving Fox News? And Jonah says, not if I have anything to say about it, which sadly I don't. I remember the first time I interviewed Jonah Goldberg, and I said that I had subscribed to a National Review since the October 14th, 1968 edition. And he said, oh, yeah, that's the one with the Phyllis Schlafly centerfold. Which, and here's the thing. Good. So obviously he has a thing for hot chicks like Phyllis Schlafly and Megyn Kelly. And, the world will survive without Megyn Kelly. I mean, first, why didn't Greta get to host any of those debates? All she gets to do is to be the doormat for Donald Trump on some of these town halls. Why didn't she get to do any of the debates? She's an attorney, too. I'll tell you why she isn't. Because of the sexism. Megyn Kelly talks all about, she's the victim of sexism by Donald Trump and everything. She's the beneficiary of sexism.
I don't think it's sexism.
May I finish my point?
Sexyism.
Would you stop
Sexyism.
Would you stop doing your Bruce Wolf imitation?
I'm going to say you do it to me all morning throughout the entire show. Go on.
I get to do it. You
and why
don't.
would that be?
Because I'm the firstborn. Were you the firstborn in your family?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we got some problems.
Yes,
here.
we do.
All right, so here's
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. No, she's the beneficiary of sexism because Greta, I love her. Mm-hmm. We once had a Newfoundland dog that we named after Greta. We named our dog after Greta back in the OJ days when she was, on cable. That's where she started. But here's the thing. She's got that Elvis sneer, all right? And she doesn't look the part. Megyn wears the black leather dress, and Greta can be just as good or better. And for her to claim that Donald Trump is a sexist when she's the beneficiary of sexism is chutzpah.
Yet you name your dog after Greta.
It was a very beautiful dog.
Oh, they are gorgeous dogs.
Yes.
No doubt about
I
it.
didn't mean that Greta was a dog.
Well, you said something
No.
about her look and her Elvis sneer. I don't know too many women that like to be described as having a Elvis sneer.
Well, I mean, it's true, but unfortunately,
Well,
that's
it
true.
is true. It is true.
She's very intelligent, and why doesn't she get a chance? So, I mean, it's TV. It's she's got the Claire Underwood haircut. That is not Greta. The other one, Megan's got that. Look,
Which
I
is
don't want to.
why
I don't
I
want to obsess on
said
Megyn Kelly when I could obsess on
it's-
Paula Ferris of The View.
It's not
go ahead.
sexism. It's sexyism.
Yeah. What's the difference? It's a distinction without a difference.
Yes, it is.
All right, so
it's a big difference.
I-
Greta is not sexy.
you want to hear
period.
from the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party?
Tonight is a turning point. It is a rallying cry. It is a call from the hardworking men and women of Wisconsin to the people of America. We have a choice, a real choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Ted
You know
Cruz.
what?
He's still. I'll tell you, he's going to get his clock cleaned by Hillary as long as she's not in jail because he still looks like Herman Munster, and he's shrill. And the problem is, look, I believe in the same things Ted Cruz believes in.
Yeah.
I just don't go around saying that I do.
I have to ask you a question. What was that caller's name? I honestly can't remember it. Who was saying I didn't know what I was talking about?
Sean from Elmwood Park.
Here's Sean. Pull over because I don't want you to, have an accident or anything. When I told you that Ted Cruz did, in fact, support TPP early
are we
on.
getting on that
you
again?
hold on. This is not a total comedy show. We do comedy and we do issues.
Yes, but how about a broad issue and not going into the weeds on TPP?
Finish this. Ted Cruz, I want him to read it for himself. Go to National Review, and there's plenty of stuff there to show you this. But also, Ted wrote an op-ed piece for the Wall Street Journal in April of 2015 saying why he supports it.
Thank you, Tim Russert.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go right
Wow.
ahead.
I mean, for somebody who's going to ultimately support Donald Trump, who can only get
Who
15
will
seconds,
win?
who can only get 15 seconds when he's given 30 seconds for
If
an answer,
he
because
wins
he's like
the
me.
nomination.
It's like me when I was, take an exam in college. I just try to fill out the blue book with something, and he
Bruce.
couldn't do it. Now you go into the weeds. On the other
You know
hand,
what the whole issue is, Bruce? If it's not all comedy, you're frustrated. We're going to do both. We're going to do our comedy, and we're going to
What are you
hit some of the
talking about?
issues. Every time I bring up an issue, you want to shut me down.
No,
Let's keep going.
that's not comedy. I'm trying to be substantive right
No,
here.
You're trying to be funny.
No.
Let's go on.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
That's right. Let's go on.
Can we hear from the presumptive nominee? of
And
the
now
Republican-
tonight, here in Wisconsin, a state that just 3 weeks ago the media had written off. Of 3 weeks ago, the media said Wisconsin was a perfect state for Donald Trump. But the hardworking men and women of Wisconsin stood and campaigned tirelessly to make sure that tonight was a victory for every American.
He's going to lose 37 states. I'll vote for him. I'll vote for him. But
Here's the thing. The TPP, no, I'm just joking.
exactly. No, go right ahead. I don't care.
I was just
You've beaten
kidding
me
with
down.
you.
Let's go to Don right now. Don.
Hey, Don.
Don from Bloomingdale. Hello.
Ted Cruz looks like Grandpa Munster, not Herman Munster.
Oh, you're right, Grandpa Munster.
It's your 70s character.
Yeah, it's actually 60s, but go ahead, Don.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Thank you,
That's all you
Don.
wanted to tell me. Okay, great.
That's it,
I
that's
love the
it.
TV trivia.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, why did I say Herman Munster? Herman Munster was Fred Gwynn, of course.
Yes, he was. A Harvard
Al
man.
Lewis. Are you kidding me?
He was a Harvard
Went
man.
to Harvard?
Yes.
I went to Harvard, and all I got was his role as a monster, as a Boris Karloff knockoff? Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, there's David.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the TPP.
He's not going to talk about the TPP.
Yes, how much you want to bet?
Well, if he does,
Why don't
so
we
what?
play the game?
He
Let's
took the
gamble.
time to call.
Gamble on what the callers. Let's have a little action on this. All right, David from Arlington Heights. Hello.
Hi, Dave.
Good morning. I just want to make a very simple point. What Deborah just said is true. She's trying to present fact on Ted Cruz. Bruce cuts her off.
Is this David Brinkley?
To me, it seems rather sexist, atavistic, and gratuitously alliterative. I'll hang up and listen to your answer.
Well, Deb is She's Googling atavistic
I'm
right
not
now.
even Googling. I'm clapping
Yeah.
my hands. Thank you so much, Dave.
That was David Brinkley. Did you hear the cadence? It was atavistic, it was anachronistic, and it was sarcastic. David Brinkley, NBC News, Washington.
We have a guest coming up. Who is that again?
No, we don't have a guest.
I thought we did.
We were supposed to have Stephen Moore, but I think he blew us off. Or he could not face us. The withering assault you would have given Stephen Moore. Actually, Stephen is at 6s and 7s. He's, the economist from the Heritage Foundation. He kind of he wants Ted Cruz to win, but he kind of likes the populism of Donald Trump, too. And I think he's representative of all of us. We're torn over this.
Well, you know what? Since you mentioned Trump, I want to mention this about Trump. I find it so interesting how everybody wants Trump to apologize for the tenor and the tone of not just himself, but some of his supporters. I cannot believe how no one has asked Bernie Sanders to apologize for his fans, because remember at the University of Illinois when those fights were breaking out over there, they were by and large Bernie Sanders supporters. And I was looking at several other
Chicago.
articles.
I was thinking Urbana. Was this a Chief Alignment controversy? Okay. Yeah.
And I've looked at several other articles where people who support Trump, they may get into an altercation and even have been,
by the way,
beaten in fights with Bernie people, but nobody says Bernie Sanders owes America an apology.
Well, because they're infants. The liberal Democrats are infants. They're not responsible for any of their action. By the way, when I saw the crowd shots at UIC, it looked like fewer people there than were there for any Cub game on Clark and Addison afterwards. It didn't look that bad to me.
I was reading what the police were talking about on their site, and it was a lot of people out there and a lot of violence and
really?
a lot of
And why didn't the cops tell Trump
got
that they
orders
wanted to
pretty much stand down?
Yeah, but why did the
much.
cops then tell Trump? They say the Chicago police said that they didn't tell Trump to cancel the rally. If there's a lot of violence, why didn't they tell Trump to cancel the rally?
I'm talking about the Bernie Sanders people who were violent against the police, who were violent
they're
against
entitled
other.
because it's reparations. You don't understand. It's reparations for what happened in '68 when for the police riot in Michigan
Shoot to
and
kill
Belleville.
and all of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
the police are here to
gotcha.
preserve disorder.
That's pretty ugly stuff.
No,
we have to take a break?
more. Yeah, we have to take a break right now.
Go, sir.
We'll be back with more TPP talk.
Yay.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Now for a look at the weather. It's Deborah.
Today, considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers. High today of 54 tonight. Cold and evening shower followed by showers of rain and snow late and a low of 36. And then tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, chilly with a rain or snow shower in spots and a high of 46. Jim Talamonte, what's happening out there?
Well, Deborah, on the Tri-State Tollway southbound, we're seeing heavy delays from 21 to 176. Then from the Lake Forest Oasis to 22, where there's some debris blocking the two right lanes. Northbound, it's slow from 95th to 31st and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. You spot Adams Tollway stop and go Roselle to Meacham. Reagan Tollway very slow now from 31 to Wyola. Veterans Memorial. Delays are from Boughton to the Reagan Tollway, Butterfield to St. Charles, the Army Trail Toll to 290, southbound 53, slow Rand to Euclid. Eden's 33 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 35. The Kennedy, now an hour and 5 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 45 minutes. The Eisenhower, an hour and 15 minutes from Thorndale to the Loop, outbound 52 minutes. Stevenson, an hour, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan is 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
The policeman isn't there to create disorder. The policeman is there to preserve disorder.
I did it. I brought it with me. My pillow, I cannot live without it. I always tell people that I bring it with me on vacation, and I did. And so many listeners are convinced now that they should get a My Pillow for themselves. If you're having problems sleeping, why not try it? If you're having neck pain, back pain, headaches, insomnia, a My Pillow can make the difference. You have to try My Pillow to really experience the benefits. It's a premium pillow with 4 different loft levels to fit you. It's washable, it keeps its shape, and supports you where you need it most. That's why it's the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. Act now and get 2 My Pillows for the price of one for you, the other is a gift. It's the best offer, so visit mypillow.com. Type Amy in that promo code, 2 for the price of 1, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201.
It only took 7 days to create the universe and mankind as we know it. So why does it take months on end to design, create, and complete a home remodeling project? Begin your project with Genesis Construction. Their mission, building relationships based on honesty and integrity and doing what's right for you, which means you will always find the truth in Genesis Construction. From creation to completion, Genesis Construction is able to bring in your kitchen, bathroom, or basement project on time and on budget. They're also equipped and trained to handle your commercial maintenance needs for your facility, office, or church. Genesis Construction is insured and bonded. See for yourself why Genesis Construction has a 5-star rating from Thumbtack.com. Contact Bruce Filipiak at 888-973-9016. That's 888-973-9016. Or visit beginwithgenesis.com. That's beginwithgenesis.com.
I'm Dan Proft with an Upstream Idea brought to you by the Illinois Policy Institute. 27. Illinois state employees, on average, receive total compensation 27% higher than their private sector counterparts. State employees made nearly $4,000 more in wages and $13,000 in benefits than private sector employees. More than half of state workers will retire before the age of 60 with a guaranteed state pension. The state is in a financial death spiral with ground impact imminent. So keep this in mind as Governor Bruce Rauner breaks off contract talks with AFSCME, the state's largest public sector union. AFSCME has been unwilling to give on its demands for annual step increases of 3.8%, in addition to annual general wage increases. The lowball estimate of the cost of what AFSCME demands is $1.6 billion. That's $1.6 billion more from Illinois families who already pay the highest property taxes in the nation. This is Governor Rauner's moment of truth. He ran for office saying he is not a politician. He said he is a businessman who will make the difficult decisions to turn around the state he loves. We're about to find out if that's true. For more Upstream ideas, visit upstream-ideas.com. I'm Dan Proft.
AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined by the general manager of Secrets Puerto Los Cabos Golf and Spa Resort, Mauricio Martinez. How are you, sir?
Very, very well. Thank you so much, Amy.
So, we've been to several of your properties. We've been to Huatuco, we've been to Dreams in Punta Cana, we've done it all, but this resort is spectacular. What separates it from the other places?
Well, the layout. The layout is a huge resort, totally in front of two golf courses. It is Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman's course. It is a huge resort in front of the water. So it is lovely.
Yeah, and I love the grounds are well appointed. I'm into flowers, and it's very beautifully maintained, and everybody is so friendly here. What do you do for training? How do you get them to be so nice?
Well, it's always a secret, and the secret is we are Mexicans. We Mexicans are very warm. That's the truth. It's the difference. We, the Mexicans, really love our guests. We love the tourists, and we love to show off what we do. And this is what we do, service people, no? If people are happy, we are happy. That's the idea.
That's true. And I love the rooms. The rooms are great. There's jacuzzi tub in every room. Some people have jacuzzi tubs on the balcony. But also, too, the food here is spectacular. What kind of award-winning chefs work here?
Well, actually, we have a lot of chefs. We have one executive chef, two sous chefs, and about 10 more restaurant chefs. All of them has their own specialty. So we are very focused on the high quality of the food. So we think if people eat well, enjoy the resort, they will live happy. That's the main thing. You can be in a palace, right? But if people doesn't eat well, they won't be back. And people love the resort. People love AM resorts and Secret resorts because they eat really well and then drink very well too.
Well, we've had some examples of fine drinking here on the trip. All right, and then what's your signature, like your crown here? What differentiates this property from other resorts in the area?
Well, it is just to start. It's adults only, so it's so relaxed. It's very romantic, of course. We have a great convention center, which is very helpful for groups and conventions. And of course, the golf course. The golf course is obviously a huge amenity. We have right in front of the hotel, so that's one of the best amenities we have, right?
And I have to tell you, the performances every night have been spectacular. The first night we got involved because it was karaoke, and you could see that fine tape on our Facebook page or going to 560theanswer.com/escape. It's on there. But tonight you have Secrets Idol.
Secrets Idol.
So it's fun. A spoof on American Idol, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a copy-paste of American Idol, but the winner wins a future stay with us. So everyone wants to participate. They really train hard to win the future stay with us.
All right, Mauricio Martinez, General Manager at Secrets Puerto Los Cabos Golf and Spa Resort. Thank you so much for your hospitality and for having us.
Thank you, Amy, for your time.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile. And now, a moment of objectivism with your Ron Brook and the Ayn Rand Institute.
The critics of income inequality say they are for social justice. But what does that mean? It means that if you're really productive, if you work hard, create lots of wealth, and make a lot of money, you're doing something bad. You're creating inequality. So what's fair? Well, what's fair is that government take a bunch of your money and give it to other people. Why do they deserve it? Because they didn't create much wealth. That's what it comes down to. Social justice says to punish people who've done nothing wrong for the sake of other people who have not been wronged. On the other hand, justice says to punish people for the wrong they've done to others. To learn more, visit ARIradio.com. From the Ayn Rand Institute, I'm Yaron Brook.
This has been a moment of objectivism from the Ayn Rand Institute. To learn more, listen to the Yaron Brook Show, Saturdays at 4 on AM 560, and visit ARIradio.com.
Why are Ayn Rand's ideas so compelling? Her worldview, her philosophy, expressed dramatically in her novels Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead, embodies the ideals stated by the Founding Fathers in the Declaration of Independence and sets forth the requirements necessary to achieve a flourishing life. She called her philosophy objectivism and said it was a philosophy for living on Earth. Today, decades after her death, objectivism continues to stir debate and inspire passion for the spirit of individualism and the enduring American dream.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing, independently owned business bank. Signature Bank listens to your story, learns about your business, and sticks with their customers. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Kurt Penn, founder and CEO of Good Foods. In 2007, I was shopping in a natural foods grocery store and had a vision for a company that would produce fresh, all-natural foods with a social conscience. Signature Bank helped turn that vision into what now is Good Foods. Signature Bank President Mick O'Rourke listened to our story and learned about our business. Mick has been with us every step of the way. Signature Bank takes care of the details so we can focus on producing good foods. Signature Bank is deeply invested in our success. Good Foods is very proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Lex Howard, CEO of Balance of Nature. I occasionally take new customer calls, and often people tell me that they have been hearing our advertisements for years. What are you waiting for? Start now and begin experiencing the benefits of Balance of Nature in your life.
I actually believe that it is working because I went to have my thyroid TSH level checked and my T3 and 4, and in October originally it was at 3. My TSH was at 3.28, and Monday's test came out to 0.63. I do believe that it has something to do with it.
Good health is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now and take the health challenge to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Mike Rowe here for 1 hour. Today, Chuck is jogging in place to make a point about energy efficiency.
I thought I was training for a marathon.
He's been at it now for...
3 minutes.
And already he's wearing out.
I'm not.
Your heating and air conditioning systems are a lot like Chuck.
Warm yet somehow cool?
Wheezing, wasting energy, and probably headed for replacement.
You're talking about the air systems, right?
Sure, pal. Sure. Call 1 hour before it's too late.
Can you do the disclaimer for me?
Each independent franchise is licensed in its respective state or county.
Thanks.
At 7:59, here are the stories we're watching right now on AM 560. All roads now open near the site of a deadly beam accident yesterday. A body of a teen recovered from Lake Michigan, and the Grizzlies rout the Bulls. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. Hillary Clinton burned again.
We have a path toward victory a path toward the White House.
Bernie Sanders got 57% of the vote, taking Wisconsin, his 7th win in the last 8 Democratic contests, getting 45 delegates to Clinton's 31, though she still maintains a big lead. Ted Cruz also scored a big win in Wisconsin. Fox's Jeff Manasso live in Milwaukee.
David, his victory party here in Milwaukee, Ted Cruz told the crowd of cheering supporters that momentum is turning in his favor.
Americans who care about our future, who want jobs, freedom, and security, just as we've done in Wisconsin, we're doing all across this country.
Cruz winning the support of southeastern Wisconsin's conservative stronghold, earning most of the delegates here, with Donald Trump releasing a statement blasting the so-called establishment and anti-Trump super PACs. This, of course, before the next Trump-friendly contest in New York, though complicating the road ahead for Cruz and Donald Trump is the continued campaign of John Kasich. Dave.
Jeff, that New York Republican primary is on the 19th. They're happy in Oklahoma. Shifting winds have pushed an out-of-control wildfire away from an iodine manufacturing plant and the small town of Freedom, where 300 residents were urged to evacuate yesterday. Fires also threaten homes in Kansas. New mothers and fathers in San Francisco will soon get the most generous family leave in the country.
The state pays about 55% of a worker's check for 6 weeks of family leave. San Francisco's new law would require business owners with at least 20 employees to pay the other 45% for fully paid family leave.
Our objection is that it puts San Francisco businesses at a competitive disadvantage, both regionally and in the state.
Mark Dwight owns Bagworks and is president of the City Small Business Commission. He says with minimum wage up and real estate costs up, businesses may leave. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Pfizer's called off its $160 billion merger plan with Irish drug maker Allergan. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Cloudy skies, 45 degrees, 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Federal officials continue their probe of 2 construction companies after a worker was killed and 3 others injured yesterday. It happened early Tuesday when a 40-ton steel beam fell on workers as they were trying to remove it along Toohey Avenue near I-90. OSHA says it's investigating the deceased worker's employer, Omega Demolition, and the general contractor of the project, Judelau Contracting of New York. Hundreds of families were mistakenly told by the Chicago Public Schools that their kids had a spot at one of the city's top magnet schools. Although only 16 spots were available at LaSalle Elementary, CPS says it did send out 512 offer letters to families that applied to the school's 1st through 8th grade campus. Governor Bruce Rauner has created a task force looking for waste, fraud, and abuse in taxpayer-funded health care programs, signing that executive order yesterday. Meantime, in Springfield, a measure to raise the age to buy tobacco products from 18 to 21 got initial approval from Illinois lawmakers on Tuesday. Chicago sports, White Sox beat Oakland 5-4, off to a 2-0 start thanks to a home run from Jimmy Rollins. Cubs ride home runs from Rizzo and Fowler in a 6-1 victory over the Angels. Memphis beat the Bulls 108-92. Andy Ladd, couple of goals on the power play as the Blackhawks were winners over Arizona 6-2. The news service of Burger King's extra long Philly cheeseburger. Get a better Philly cheese with the new extra long Philly cheeseburger from Burger King. 2 flame-grilled patties side by side, onions, cheese, and a cheesy sauce. Now, just 2 for $5. Try the new extra long Philly cheeseburger, just 2 for $5. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary. 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network and a service of Turnkey.pro, here's Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Pfizer admits its decision to terminate its merger with Ireland-based Allergan is the result of the Treasury Department's changes in rules. The Obama administration has accused U.S. corporations, including Pfizer, of buying smaller companies in countries with lower tax rates so they can move headquarters there and avoid paying U.S. taxes. The Treasury Department has updated regulations to prevent that from happening. Pfizer called off its merger with Allergan this morning and will pay $150 million in breakup fees to Allergan. Nokia says it will be making some layoffs after its purchase of Alcatel-Lucent. And now that Disney's heir apparent Thomas Skaggs has decided to step down, the Wall Street Journal says Disney's board of directors would be happy to have Robert Iger stay on to run the company past 2018. But when Iger extended his contract, he was adamant his retirement date is firm. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The battle for the Republican nomination is racing towards the convention this summer in Cleveland.
Nobody is going to have enough delegates. We are going to go to a convention. It's going to be open.
Can Trump be stopped?
The only campaign that has beaten Donald Trump and the only campaign that can beat Donald Trump is this campaign.
Will there be a third-party run?
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
What happens next?
We should make it pretty easily based on what I'm seeing.
Happens here.
So we won't have to worry about fighting at a convention.
This is AM 560. The Answer.
People all across the country are enjoying the flexibility of working when they want, earning extra money on their schedule when they drive with Uber.
With Uber, you can write your own paycheck. You sign up, you get approved, and you start earning money right away. Right away, like the next day. Turn it on when you want to make money, you turn it off when you don't. It's just that simple. What are you waiting for?
Enjoy the flexibility of working when you want, earning extra money on your schedule. Sign up to Drive with Uber today. Go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, or smoking. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. If lines are busy, try again. Dial 1-800-663-1592. That's 1-800-663-1592. 1-800-663-1592.
8:06 in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center, just in time for the peak 8 o'clock rush. More rain, Jim Talamonte.
That's right, yeah, as if things weren't heavy enough, like it's slow going on the inbound Kennedy from Sayre to Ohio. 1 hour and 5 minutes is the travel time from O'Hare to downtown. It's 35 minutes from Montrose, 25 in the Express. Outbound 25 minutes to Montrose. There's crash before Diversey in the right lane. 45 minutes to O'Hare. Edens, 33 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose. Outbound 35, the Eisenhower. An hour and 20 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. It's an hour from Manheim. Outbound 54 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson an hour, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 44 minutes. The Ryan 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, really messy from Hollywood to Fullerton. Also slow 18th to the Stevenson. Northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Tri-State southbound stop and go 21 to 22. There was some earlier debris in the roadway. Northbound slow 95th to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Reagan Tollway heavy from the Fox River to 59. Veterans Memorial. Slow Boughton to the Reagan Tollway. Butterfield to St. Charles. And from the Army Trail Toll to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the AirComfort.com Weather Center, 80 years of quality mechanical solutions for your business. Here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Cloudy and breezy today with rain tapering to a couple of showers with a high of 54. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with an evening shower in spots, followed by a couple of showers of rain or snow late at night, low 36. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 45 and rain at O'Hare, winds south at 12. And your next news update is at 8:30 with continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by HealthQuest Radio with Dr. David Kolbaba. HealthQuest Radio is heard Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
Will you ever put it behind you?
Oh, I'm sure I will, because there's nothing to it. So since last summer, I think last August, I've said, anytime you want to talk to me, here I am, but nothing inappropriate was done.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
Tonight was a bad night for Hillary Clinton. It was a bad night in the Democratic primary, and it was an even worse night for her in the Republican primary.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
This portion of AM 560, The Answer is not brought to you by the Lerno Butter Cookies. Thank you, Biff. Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Jan and Amy. And we are pleased to be joined right now by the Heritage Foundation's very own Stephen Moore. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, Stephen.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Very good. Now, Stephen, I was reading this article that you wrote for Investors Business Daily Politics. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it was on March the 16th. Can we put it on the teleprompter? I want to do a Tim Russert on Stephen and try to, I want to parse what he wrote because, and I'm sure this has been brought up by Dan and Amy when they have grilled you, but I'm going to get my shot at you. Stephen, you sound like you want Ted Cruz because he's the bona fide conservative, but you understand that the popular will is in Trump's corner, although maybe less so last night. It could have been a watershed moment. But, Stephen, we all understand David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage, though I'm trying to teach it to Deb. We all understand that a 45% tariff, even though Donald Trump is just throwing it out there, like he threw out that women should be punished if they have an abortion. He just throws these things out there. We all understand that Trump is promising things that he cannot deliver on because the laws of economics, which you have educated us on for so many years in so many venues, do not... Finish the sentence for me. I feel like Donald Trump.
I'll finish.
Where are you on this, Stephen? Where are you?
Well, I'll start by saying ouch, because this is brutal. And by the way, ever since I wrote that column, which was what was the date on that? March 17th, I think you said.
It was March the 16th. It's a date that shall live in infamy. Go ahead.
Yeah, because ever since I wrote that, Donald Trump has gone through a free fall in the polls and in his performance. So I don't know if there's some relationship there. Look, Trump had just talking about last night a little bit. I mean, Trump had a miserable night. He got bumped by 14, 15 points in a state that 2 weeks ago he was leading by 5 points. So this is quite a turnaround. He has made a lot of mistakes. The point I was making in my article, and I stick by this because whether you're a Trump or Cruz supporter, as 75% of the voters seem to be right now, there is a movement afoot by the Republican establishment, the corrupt insiders of the party, to jerry-rig this system and take the nomination away from either Trump or Cruz. Now, look, the point I was making is the votes count. This is still a party where it's one man, one vote. And the idea that these party insiders are going to deny either Trump or Cruz the nomination.
Well, that's not going to happen, Stephen, because
it could. Talk about that.
No, it can't. It can't. I'll tell you why it can't. Because I watched Newt Gingrich last night on Fox. Here's the reason: 80% of the delegates, as you mentioned, 75 to 80% are already pledged to Cruz or Trump. They're the ones who write the rules, so they're not going to allow a third guy in.
I hope you're right. But I tell you this: when Trump looked like he was going to run away with it, there were Herculean efforts to find ways around it, and they're even talking about, by the way, changing the rules of the game.
Yes.
In the seventh inning of the game by saying, well, it doesn't matter if you win 8 states. Now, look, you are right. Donald Trump, I think Donald Trump has some great assets. I mean, he's an amazing communicator with the American people. It hasn't been so good in the last 2 weeks.
It's the worst 2 weeks anybody's ever had, according to Tucker Carlson, and he ought to know because he's got a mop on his head. Go ahead.
By the way, one of the lessons we learned from last night is if you're running in a Republican primary in Wisconsin, you don't go to the state and start attacking the governor, who is one of the most popular guys in the whole state. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. So Scott Walker was a big winner last night because, he is proved by 80% of Republican voters.
Stephen, I mean, that was worse than when Trump looked at me, and I took it personally during the debate, and he said that George Bush, he sounded like Michael Moore talking about 9/11. And I'm saying,
that was
what the
ridiculous.
heck is going? And this was even worse. He attacked Scott Walker, who survived Scott Walker's Rasputin. I mean, he survived 3 times in there. What was Trump thinking?
Well, I think that what we've learned is there's a good Donald Trump and a bad Donald Trump. And when he's good, he's really on.
Very good.
And when he's off, he's really off.
Really
now,
off.
Look, I think he can still correct things. I mean, we go to New York next. He's going to win. Right now, he's winning by 25, 30 points in New York. Then we go to Pennsylvania. Then we go to some of these other northeastern states. Look, this is fun to watch. I'm a political guy. This is great theater. And by the way, the other big story, of course, is that she is melting. She's melting like
right before our very eyes. Stephen, I'd like to know your take on this, though. At the convention, if it happens that both Cruz and Trump are pushed aside, what would be the motivation for that, and who would they consider?
Well, so the motivation is, let me step back a minute because it's a great question. Let's go back to remember a long, long time ago when there were 17 candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, there were 2 candidates that were despised by the Republican establishment. You know who those 2 candidates were?
The last 2.
Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
Right.
So if you're a Republican establishment, person, you're apoplectic right now. So who do they want to put in? They want to put in Mitt Romney. They want to put in Jeb Bush.
Gilmore. Gilmore.
They want who?
Gilmore, right? I want Gilmore. Yeah.
So my point is, look, you've got these 2 candidates who each won 10 million votes, and you're going to give it to somebody else? I don't think so. But that plan is being hatched right now as we speak by these party insiders who want to make sure that, even my friends at the Wall Street Journal are saying, well, maybe it should be Kasich. By the way, I love John Kasich. I would love to see him be the nominee. I think he might be the best nominee. But you know what? He didn't win.
He didn't earn it.
But again, you mentioned the 8 states, which a lot of people don't understand. Suspending these rules right here. Yep. But it's not. The rules are written by the delegates. And these guys have the delegates already, and they're not going to allow somebody other than themselves to be nominated. It's just not going to happen that way, right?
Well, hold on. There's a reason they call Republicans the stupid party.
That's right.
Stupid.
That's right.
And, so I think they might try to do something stupid like that. And by the way, let's imagine that Trump goes into the convention with not quite enough delegates for the majority, but he has a huge plurality. If in that case they hatch a plot to take the nomination away from Trump, then there will be a third party. Trump will start that third party. It will be a reformed conservative party, and Hillary Clinton will win the election.
Here's the thing. I got a feeling, and a lot of people are thinking this, and maybe it's wishful thinking, that Trump really doesn't want to be the president of the United States. No, it's like, I can't believe that it went this far. You saw one of the insiders who said when we thought this would just be a lark, that he'd get like 12% of the vote, and then he winds up, going through this. And you can even tell because at some point, you think that he'd sit down and actually study a policy position. You'd think that when he gets asked the question about abortion, he would know it's pretty good when you can get both pro-life and pro-choice together against Donald Trump. And then at the end, he says, you know what, I issued a clarification. No, it wasn't there are policy wonks. He's a policy wonka, a Willy Wonka. He strikes, he reverses, it's ridiculous.
No, you know what? He wants to be president. He just didn't think it was possible. That's what happened.
Well, my friend Peggy Noonan, who writes for the Wall Street Journal, she writes a must-read column every Saturday, and she had a great column the other day where she said, why do voters like Donald Trump so much? And she said, because they never know what he's going to say next. And then she said, and you know what? I don't think he even knows what he's going to say next.
Stephen, when you watched him on the abortion thing, you could actually see the wheels turning in his head because he kind of looked up and he was thinking, logically, and I wouldn't have even minded it had he said, you can actually make a pretty good argument that the woman should be punished. All right. And then he could have said, oh, but now I've gotten counsel from other people and I've changed my position on that, and that shows his wonderful flexibility, I guess. But instead, he's so narcissistic, he can never admit that he's actually made a mistake.
Well, he did on that one, though.
He did.
Well, he said it was a clarification. How about Corey Lewandowski? You know what the thing is about Michelle Fields? Michelle Fields, I think there's evidence that she kind of exaggerated a little bit. Like she wasn't really...
A little bit.
Well, she wasn't yanked down, and the police report says that she was bitten or something like that. The problem is that Trump's people exaggerated even more by saying they never even touched her.
But hang on. Here's the irony.
People feel strongly about this. Look, I've been at Trump rallies. It's like trying to guard the president. Everybody's trying to get away. Yeah, if you're Corey Lewandowski, you shoot. You don't shoot. You push people away. You push people away. And for her to say, "Oh my goodness, you bruised my arm, you brute." I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on, we're conservatives. Get away from the guy. I mean, now look, I'm not here to defend Trump. I think he's made a lot of big gaffes.
Yeah. By the way,
what I am saying is that he's got a lot of voters.
This just in: Stephen Moore is a misogynist who believes that Michelle Fields should have been abused. All right.
But you know what? Here's the irony, though. Donald Trump, he does speak off the cuff all the time, and he makes mistakes. But the irony is that for the traditional politician type who is well prepped, who is very guarded with everything he says, people don't believe them anymore.
You're exactly right. You hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
So when I talk to people like Marco Rubio or Jeb Bush, well, what happened? The answer is these Trump voters don't believe a single word a professional politician
Not a
says.
word.
They don't believe it. They don't believe it. And why would they? The Republicans lie.
Hello.
They believe Washington is corrupt, incompetent, and self-serving. And you know what? I live in Washington. We are corrupt. We do lie, and we are self-serving.
That's right.
All right, Stephen, as
Thank you,
always, thank you so
Stephen.
much. Appreciate it, Stephen.
All
Thank
right,
you very
guys.
much. Stephen
Have a good
Moore
one. Bye.
of the Heritage Foundation. When we come back, we'll take your calls at 312-642-5600. Was it a watershed night of this campaign? Is the tide a-turning for Ted Cruz?
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Now it's time for the check of the weather with Jeb Rowe.
All right, today we have considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers. A high today of 54 tonight, cold, an evening shower with more showers, rain, and snow later on, a high of 36. And then tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly with a rain or snow shower in spots, a high of 46. And my guide on the road, that's guide Jim Talamonte.
Thank you, Deb and Bruce. And it's slow with the rain this morning. The Kennedy delay starting at Sayre is running an hour and 5 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 35 minutes from Montrose, 25 in the Express. Outbound, 45 minutes downtown to the airport. Eden's 35 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. The Eisenhower's the worst. An hour and 20 minutes. Thorndale to downtown. Outbound, 58 minutes. Stevenson, an hour, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound, 44 minutes. The Ryan is 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Lakeshore Drive southbound stop and go Lawrence to Fullerton at 18th to the Stevenson. Northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Tri-State southbound, it's heavy from 120 to 176. Northbound, 95th to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Adams Tollway stop and go, Roselle to Meacham, Veterans Memorial, slow, Boughton to the Reagan Tollway, Butterfield to St. Charles, and from the Army Trail Toll to 290. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
Thank you, WIND, for helping such a great organization called Feed the Children. Hi, folks. Dr. John Chavez, chiropractor in St. Charles. I spent part of my childhood on food stamps, so I couldn't be more proud to partner with WIND in this great cause. Now I have the greatest job in the world because I get to meet people who are in pain and help them avoid surgery and get off pain medicines. I also want to continue helping the needy, so my office is currently offering a discount to anyone donating on their first visit. Bring a food item and receive 25% off your initial exam and treatment. Your donation will go to a local food pantry where needs will be met, and I'll do my best to meet your need to live a pain-free life. For more information, you can find me at CairoJohn.com. That's CairoJohn.com. Or you can call me at 630-715-9192. That's 715-9192. Help me help you, while together we help our community.
My name is David Hochberg, and I'm Vice President of Lending at Pearl Mortgage. That's right, I'm now Vice President of Lending at Pearl Mortgage. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your existing home, give me a call. I'm the same guy that's provided listeners with honest advice and outstanding customer service for the past 13 years. The only thing that's changed is where I work. When you wanted to purchase a home after filing bankruptcy or when your home was foreclosed, you called me and I helped you. When you tried to purchase a home you couldn't afford, you called me and I advised you to purchase a less expensive home. If you want to talk with me about a mortgage, please give me a call at 312-751-1333. That's 312-751-1333. Email david@perldavid.com. That's david@perldavid.com. Or visit my website, am560david.com. 312-751-1333. Pearl Mortgage is an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee, 4358, licensed by DBO under California RMLA and MLS 19186. PearlMortgage.com licensing.
Do you have to worry about identity theft during tax season? Yes. The IRS has reported over $6 billion in fraudulent refunds in a single tax year due to identity theft. Does it matter if you're not getting a refund? No. Thieves can use the information from your tax documents to steal your identity anytime. Can getting a neck massage make worrying about identity theft less stressful? Yeah. Who doesn't like a neck massage? But it won't help like LifeLock can. When you're a LifeLock member, you have access to our team of U.S.-based specialists who know the steps to take to work to resolve identity theft issues. during tax season and every other time of year. With LifeLock, identity theft can be less of a pain in the neck. Get LifeLock for peace of mind year-round. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. And now you can get 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code NEWS. LifeLock.
AM 560, The Answer.
Chris Wolf and Deb Rowe. I finally worked with somebody named Rowe. Okay. I was going to about 11 years ago.
What happened?
Oh, I was thinking seven figures were dancing in my head. Telephone number, the turnkey.pro answer line is 312-642-5600. And let's take a call from Ross. Hi, Ross from Oak Park.
Ross.
Good morning from the People's Republic of Oak Park. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning. I just would like to say that I believe you're co-hosting with Deborah Leo Rowe.
That's me.
And yeah, well, I don't know how you feel about it, Deborah. Perhaps you don't have a problem with it, but I find your co-host to be very rude. I think 98% of the time I don't hear a full thought that you try to put out. And I find it very hard to follow because, Bruce, I mean, I guess you think you're not that funny. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's the fact.
Rude.
You're not being very respectful to the co-host. Either Deborah just go home and let him have it by himself, or you need to let her finish a full thought.
And
well,
just for the record, I don't know Ross, but she's just calling in with her opinion.
So this is your sister,
I
Ross?
don't know Ross.
From
Ross?
Oak Park?
Yeah.
He's thinking you're
just-
my sister or something.
Well, you know what? Your sister in Christ. But I think that if you're going to co-host, you should let the other person have a chance to finish a full sentence once in a while.
Ross, you're going to bring him down.
So Ross, what you're saying is
ROZ is in Rosalind Russell. Just call me Ross.
Oh, it's in Rosalind.
Ross. They had Ross up on
It's
the
in
screen.
Rosalind Russell.
Ross.
Okay. Yeah, I love all those movies.
thank you, Ross.
Look, and I love, Rosalind Russell. I mean, we're talking like the 40s. So, you and I, Roz, should be like simpatico because we're like probably the same age, whereas Deb is, like a baby, like Generation X.
Actually, I don't know her because of my age. I know her because I know something about movies. I don't think it has anything to do with one's age, that they know about different generations of actors and actresses. But
Right.
I do know that Rosalind Russell was
she was an actress back in the day.
Yeah, I loved her in Gypsy. Wasn't she in Gypsy?
I think so. I like the Bette Midler version a little bit better. The modern. Oh, did I make you laugh, Roz? Did I make you laugh?
Not
Come on,
really. I made myself laugh.
Roz, will you? Oh, you made yourself laugh. Will you sing? Will you
I'm
sing?
like you.
No,
I'm
no.
like you in that sense.
Will you sing? Let me entertain you for us right now. Go ahead, Roz. Go ahead.
Let me entertain you.
Oh, yeah.
Let me make you smile. Yeah,
I don't remember the rest of it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
See,
you two
Roz?
sound good together.
Thank you, Roz. Appreciate
Roz.
it. Thank you.
All righty.
See, I made a friend out of
did.
Roz. Like a terrorist is a friend that you just haven't made yet.
You
And,
don't call Roz a terrorist.
I didn't say. I said it was
seems like you were implying that.
No.
All right.
No, thank you so much. That's what I do. If I can get somebody to sing with me, it's okay. It's a karaoke Wednesday right here on AM 560. The Answer.
He's a jackass. Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Now that spring has arrived, it's likely you're looking forward to the warmer weather. But if you're a business owner, facilities manager, or maintenance engineer, you risk the same potential problem every year. A complete system failure. In fact, up to half of all commercial air conditioning units fail upon startup each season due to the lack of regular maintenance and repair. Let the professionals at Air Comfort make a comprehensive assessment of your mechanical system before there's a problem. A poorly operating air conditioning system results in uneven temperatures and humidity problems, leading to unhealthy mold and mildew growth. Don't compromise your business's overall air quality. Schedule today with Air Comfort. Call 708-345-1900 or visit aircomfort.com. Even if you're under contract with another provider, let Air Comfort provide your second opinion. After all, there's a reason why hundreds of businesses have trusted Air Comfort with their mechanical maintenance for more than 80 years. That's Air Comfort, a tradition of excellence since 1935.
Life's full of unknowns, some unpleasant, like an unexpected accident or work injury that can happen to any of us. When the unexpected happens, you need an experienced and capable law firm that excels in personal injury and workers' compensation and can garner you an excellent settlement. With a combined 75 years experience, Feed the Children business benefactor Stordo, Finn, and Rosinski share your values and take pride in their friendly, professional approach. Personal injury and workers' compensation matters can take a toll on you. That's why Stordo, Finn, and Rosinski strive to treat clients like family and provide a quick response to your questions. You'll always speak with an attorney. Call Stordo, Finn, and Rosinski, the People's Lawyer, for your free initial consultation at 630-860-5520 or visit peopleslawyer.info. That's 630-860-5520 or online at peopleslawyer.info.
AM 560, The Answer.
Let's go on with the show. Our number, the Turnkey.pro answer line is 312-642-5600. And coming up after the news, we'll do more show tunes from Gypsy. Oh, give me a Stephen Sondheim number. I know Dan loves all this stuff. And we'll also be talking about, is it a microaggression to raise your hand and object to something that somebody else says in class? All that. Let us entertain you right now. Well, inform you with the news. And Mike Scott.
Thank you, Clark Weber. Rain showers and 46 degrees in Chicago. Winds for Wisconsin for Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders. There were 42 delegates at stake in the Republican race, more than twice that up for grabs in the Democratic race. Ted Cruz notices a change in the wind after last night's victory.
The national political terrain began to change 2 weeks ago. In the state of Utah, we won 69% of the vote, a landslide election.
Bernie Sanders celebrating another victory over Hillary Clinton in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination.
It has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin.
At a rally in Wyoming, Sanders says he has serious momentum against Clinton. Wyoming will hold a Democratic caucus on Saturday. Former coal executive Don Blankenship is scheduled to be sentenced for a conviction connected to the deadliest U.S. mine explosion in 4 decades. The ex-Massey Energy CEO is due in court today. Blankenship convicted December 3rd of last year of a misdemeanor conspiracy to willfully violate mine safety standards at that Upper Big Branch mine where an explosion in 2010 killed 29. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill will hear testimony today about protecting U.S. airports from terror attacks. UConn's women's basketball team celebrating history once again, capturing a record 4th straight national title with an 82-51 win over Syracuse. Here in Chicago, a veteran police officer is fighting his firing over allegations he lied to investigators about shooting at the wrong auto during an off-duty incident in November of 2011. Governor Rauner has created a task force looking for waste and fraud and abuse in taxpayer-funded health care programs after signing an executive order yesterday. White Sox beat Oakland 5-4. Jimmy Rollins with a tie-breaking home run. Cubs over the Angels thanks to home runs from Rizzo and Fowler. 6-1 winners over the Angels. Memphis beat the Bulls, and the Blackhawks winners over Arizona. The news, a service of Napa Auto Parts. This month at participating Napa Auto stores. Buy a Napa 5-gallon bucket for $3.99 and get 20% off any items you can fit inside. Plus, they'll donate $1 to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund for every bucket sold. That's Napa know-how. Minimum 3 items. Some exclusions may apply. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher sees a free-for-all at the GOP convention.
What happens if Trump doesn't get to 1,237? The rules confirm there will be additional balloting. You got to cross the finish line. If you don't, you're not the nominee, and they get to keep voting until they get one. And it still may be Trump or Cruz, but I have a hunch it won't be. Now, that's just my gut.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, great coffee, period.
Did you know color is vital to your health? I'm talking about the color of the food you eat. A colorful diet is a part of staying well because many nutrients are color. Eating a wide variety of fruits and vegetables provides your body with the diverse chemistry it needs to heal itself and stay well.
Now ask yourself, how many servings of fruits and vegetables did I eat today? Balance of Nature has solved this problem and provides an easy and affordable way to consume over 10 servings of 31 different whole fruits and vegetables every day.
My name is Dr. Howard. I've recommended Balance of Nature for over 15 years because of the excellent results I see in my patients.
Good health is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now and take the health challenge to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
8:35. Let's get an update on the roads in our Guardian Security Services Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. The inbound Kennedy has heavy delays from Sayre to Lawrence, where there's a crash in the left lane. Then Montrose to Ohio, an hour and 10 minutes from O'Hare to downtown. 40 minutes from Montrose, 30 of the Express. Outbound 45 minutes to the airport, the Edens. 35 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 40, the Eisenhower. An hour and 15 minutes Thorndale to the post office, 55 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 42 minutes to Manheim, an hour and 5 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound, it's 44 minutes. The Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tri-State, southbound still slow from around Washington to 176. Northbound heavy, 115th to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Adams Tollway, stop and go. Roselle to Meacham. Veterans Memorial, slow Boughton to the Reagan Tollway. Butterfield to St. Charles. And from the Army Trail Toll to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center. Considerable clouds, breezy. Rain showers throughout the morning. High 54. A cold evening ahead of showers of rain and snow. Low 36 and a high of 46 tomorrow. 45 at O'Hare, 44 along Chicago's Great Lakefront. Your next news update is at 9. With Dan and Amy and listeners in Mexico, Chicago's Morning Answer continues next with Bruce Wolf and Deborah Rowe on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Advanced Planning Advisors, bringing you Smart Money Talk with Mike Moylan and Rob Curvin, Saturday mornings at 6.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for Dan and Amy. And we'll take your calls at 312-642-5600 or send us a text on the turnkey.pro text line at 64636. Mentioned this story before, Deb. Student is reading this in National Review online. Student hit with safe space complaint for raising her hand. A student at Edinburgh University in Scotland is claiming that she was hit with a safe space complaint because she raised her hand to disagree with something during a student council meeting. Imogen Wilson, Vice President for Academic Affairs at the School Student Association, claims that she was also threatened with removal from the meeting over the hand gesture, but ultimately allowed to stay. Apparently, she raised her hand because another student was supporting a boycott of Israel, and it's a microaggression or something like that to raise your hand. The hand raising was not the only thing that got Wilson in trouble during the meeting. Apparently, she also made the mistake of shaking her head disapprovingly. An offense so serious she was threatened with yet another violation because of, remember Al Gore during the debates with George Bush when he would mug or he'd roll his eyes up in his head,
purse his lips.
Yeah. That was bad taste. Yeah. But I mean, can't you raise your? I mean, it depends how you raise your hand. If you raise your hand and go, oh, that's no good. But a demure raising of the hand, perhaps with your arm, with your forearm,
3/4 of the way
your
up.
forearm at a right angle to your upper
torso.
arm. Yeah. Instead of just raising it all the way like a Hitler salute, something like
but
that.
it actually doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
In this article, it says that the safe space policy, forbids hand gestures which denote disagreement or in any other way indicating disagreement with a point or points being made. So you can't show that you disagree with anybody in any way.
What's fascinating, it's Edinburgh University in Scotland.
Yes.
Scotland's being taken over by the Muslims. There's no question about it. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have to move the British Open to Disney World or something because. So forget about your microaggressions because pretty soon you're not going to have any free speech at all. Europe is like you talk about decadence.
Well, we're on our way.
Yeah, we are.
We are on
I'm
our
glad
way.
we kind of agree on something at the end of the end of the day here.
You know, speaking of safe spaces, I wrote a piece about that on my blog, Deborah's World, which I would invite you to visit. But just to real quickly, I don't even call them safe spaces. I call them wimp rooms. That's what they are. They are wimp rooms. And I just wanted to point out, I write about one safe space at Brown University. Now, Bruce, listen to this. It was equipped with cookies, coloring books, bubbles, Play-Doh, calming music, pillows, blankets, and a video of frolicking puppies.
Well, here's the thing. And, you think that you're reading something out of The Onion, but it's actually out of Deb's blog. The thing is that I actually kind of believe in safe spaces at universities.
Really?
Because we've had the protracted adolescence in America. So you're on your parents' insurance until you're 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So college is like the new high school or grade school. So, of course, you should be immune from having to face being in a hostile environment or having to answer for anything that you stand for.
Now I hope
and
this
there
is
should be
a
nap
joke.
time. There should be nap time as well. All right, let's go to Roger. Hello, Roger
Hi,
from
Roger.
Gurnee. Hi, Roger.
Good morning. I'd love to address this question to Deborah Rowe, one of my favorite commentators in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
So, Deborah, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Ted Cruz has just won Wisconsin, it's time to restart his campaign, don't you think? I mean, it's been based on bashing Trump for the last 6 or 7 months. What do you think should be the centerpiece going forward for Cruz? Should it be his plan to take jobs back from China? Should it be his plan to deport illegal aliens? Or should it be his plan to build the wall?
And you know what's funny, Roger? Of course he's being sarcastic because that's only,
Thank you, Roger.
those are Trump's initiatives. Now everybody kind of got on board. And that is a fact that until Trump was talking about the border and building a wall and dealing with immigration, it pretty much wasn't talked about issue.
Wait a minute.
None of those.
It's funny. Earlier, we were getting into this discussion over whether Cruz supported the TPP or not, and
Mm-hmm.
it was reminiscent to me of the battle on the debates at the debates between Cruz and Marco Rubio over who had really supported immigration and who hadn't. And Rubio was trying to say that Cruz had supported the Gang of Eight, and Cruz was saying no, that was a poison pill. And then Chris Christie stepped in and say, see, this is the problem because these guys are dwelling on this minutia, which will drive you crazy. And of course, Cruz then saying, well, Jeff Sessions supported what I did, except that Jeff Sessions wound up supporting Trump. So it makes your head explode a little bit here. But nobody's Simon Pure on any of these issues. But Ted Cruz is a bona fide conservative.
He's a bona fide conservative.
Yes.
But here's the thing. But everyone seems to expect Donald Trump to be a purist. He made this mistake. He said that. He did this. For me, and I'm going to restate it for those of you who are just coming into the program, I did vote for Ted Cruz during the primary. If he winds up as being the nominee, he's got my vote again. But if Trump wins, he has my vote, and it is going to be an ugly day if, as the guess who was it, Stephen Moore, if they try to snatch this thing away from him and he is far ahead.
I will have a hard time. I'll go into that voting booth, and I will actually have a hard time voting for Donald Trump. It'll be even tougher than in 2008 when I actually stood in that voting booth. You don't know how much I actually wanted to vote for Barack Obama for one reason only.
Why?
Because I want to vote, see in my lifetime a black president of the United States. The problem is I don't want it to be Barack Obama.
No.
And, as my hero, William F. Buckley, wrote in an article for Look magazine in 1970, he said, by 1970, we need to have a black president in the United States. So it was overdue, but I couldn't vote for him in good conscience. Let's go to John from Mundelein. Hi, John.
Hi, Bruce. It's good to hear you guys.
Good to hear you.
It was really appropriate for you guys to be condemning microaggression, because if Donald Trump teaches us anything, it's that conservatives prefer macroaggression. The thing I wanted to ask you, though...
Wait a minute, John. Can I just interject and do what Dan Proft would say right now to you?
Absolutely.
John, you are a suck toy. All right, go ahead. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just wanted to ask regarding Ted Cruz. There's all kinds of wonderful video you can watch of his dad, Raphael, talking about how Ted has been anointed by God to be one of the kings who will usher in the end times transfer of wealth. That's what his father calls it.
Yeah.
Where all the money is transferred from the wicked to the righteous in preparation for the return of Christ. And I'm just wondering, Bruce, just as a Jewish guy, does that make you at all uncomfortable?
We're very pragmatic about this, John. We will side with the evangelicals right until the last day. Okay. And thank you, John. We appreciate the call. No, we love the evangelicals because they're the only ones who support Israel. Bernie Sanders doesn't support Israel, so we love the evangelicals that way. But on the last day,
it's very peculiar to me. A whole lot of Jews don't support Israel.
Oh, right. Well, Jews.
That's very bizarre to me.
You have to understand thing about Jews. The last thing in the world that a Jew wants to be is Jewish.
Oh, gosh.
All right, no, there's no question about it. We'll come back with more things that will just make your head explode right here on the Dan and Amy Show. Bruce Wolf and Deb Rowe in for said Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Somebody steals from me, I cut off his hands. He offends me, I cut out his tongue. He rises against me, I cut off his head, stick it on a pike.
Believe me. You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Is that the speech like if they bring a gun, you bring a knife or something like that? Where's that from? Can you tell me that? I knew it was one of those gangster things. All right, now it is time for the cleansing breath. Time for the weather with Deb Rowe.
All right, today, considerable clouds and breezy with rain tapering to a couple of showers, a high today of 54. Tonight, cold and evening shower followed by showers of rain and snow late, a low of 36. And then tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and chilly with a rain or snow shower in spots, a high of 46. I've got to get home soon, Jim Talamonte. So what's happening out there?
Well, Deborah, if you're taking the inbound Kennedy, it's going to be pretty rough sailing right now. It's really jammed, Sayre to Ohio. It is an hour and 15 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 45 minutes from Montrose, 30 in the Express, outbound 45 to the airport. Edens, 35 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 45. The Eisenhower, it's not much better. It's an hour and 15 minutes as well. Thorndale to the Loop, 55 minutes from Manheim. Outbound, an hour and 5 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 44 minutes. The Rhine is 35 minutes. 95th to downtown, it is fine. Outbound, the wet. Lakeshore Drive slow, southbound Lawrence to Fullerton and 18th to the Stevenson, northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Tri-State southbound heavy, 120 to 22, northbound slow 115th to 31st, and from the Reagan tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways still have significant delays too. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Guardian Security Services Traffic Center.
Gentlemen, Stan Proft, every year you make New Year's resolutions, but do you lack the energy and motivation to tackle them? Maybe it's caused by low T. Low testosterone levels can make you feel tired and less motivated to do the things you want to accomplish. If you've been feeling like a grumpy old man lately, it's time to get your testosterone level checked at Low T Center. It's quick, easy, and with their on-site lab, you'll know your results in minutes. I did. Plus, their services are covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and irritable and can raise your cholesterol and cause weight gain. Low T Center's experienced medical staff will educate you on the benefits and the risks of testosterone replacement. Low T Center even has convenient and flexible hours. So start tackling your New Year's resolutions and call Low T Center today and tell them Dan Proft sent you. Call 630-409-4305. That number, 630-409-4305, or visit lowtcenter.com. That website, lowtcenter.com.
Hi, Tom Sadeka, CEO of Precision Payroll of America. We're the 32-year-old company whose first employee and first client are still working together. If you are like me and are listening to this station, chances are we hold some common values and truths we hold self-evident. That's the main reason Precision Payroll attracts great clients and great employees. Precision Payroll of America operates at the core with fundamental principles that drive our attitude and delivery of service. We work hard to provide the best in pricing and value. In addition, with our great team that has been with us a long time, you are ensured a lasting relationship with people who understand your needs and always stand ready to serve. What sets us apart is that we view what we do as a great opportunity to serve others in a professional and technical capacity while building long-lasting relationships. That's what we treasure. If this message hits home, please call me at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507 or on the web at precisionpayroll.com.
Hey, protecting your family and Second Amendment rights is important. You need the proper equipment and training from DS Arms. As an actual manufacturer of AR-15 and FNFAL type rifles, they also stock all major brands of firearms, including handguns and every accessory imaginable for self-defense, target shooting, and hunting. Ladies, get your concealed carry license plus basic and advanced training in a family-friendly environment with girlfriends, loved ones, even mom. Everything's provided, including a firearm for only $225 for custom rifles made in America or concealed carry firearms training classes. Make DS Arms your team. It's great being an American and supporting your Second Amendment rights and American manufacturing jobs. With nearly 3 decades of experience, DS Arms has you covered. DS Arms, much more than a gun store. It's easy to reach in Lake Barrington, just off of Route 14 and Pepper Road. Call 847-277-7260 or visit dsarms.com.
Coming up next, it's me, Mike Gallagher, right after Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560, The Answer.
And it's Bruce Wolf and Deborah in for Dan and Amy. I mentioned this a little bit earlier that I guess it's Roger Stone, the henchman for Donald Trump. They're planning on finding out the hotel rooms of all the delegates in Cleveland. So, I mean, are they not aware of the Erin Andrews case? She won $55 million from Marriott. This is the guy. I thought that Donald Trump was going to be more presidential, that he'd realized that the tack of the last 2 weeks was no good, and that he would come out. They say that he's going to issue some policy positions, so it looks like he has some substance to him. But instead, what he wound up doing was he came up with a statement yesterday that said that Ted Cruz is a Trojan horse, that he's being run by the Republican establishment, that he illegally conspired with a super PAC. And so Donald Trump's got to be Donald Trump. He's not going to take the high road whatsoever. And I don't think it's working for him. I think he's hit the ceiling of 30 or 35%. Granted, he's keeping the people that he's had, even over the last 2 weeks with all the allegedly misogynistic comments that he's made. He didn't drop among women, but that's the ceiling. And Ted Cruz is making inroads because last night he won in Wisconsin, where he wasn't supposed to
And
win.
in the coming days, when Colorado and Wyoming finish voting, we are likely to have gained over 100 delegates on Donald Trump.
100 delegates.
But you mentioned that, you just said it, you mentioned that Trump wants to know the rooms of the delegates. You mentioned that yesterday and again today. And then you mentioned Erin Andrews. So are you suggesting that Trump is going to plant cameras in the rooms? Because, I mean, you keep putting those two things
what
together.
I'm suggesting is that all the delegates for Ted Cruz are very hot. That's what I'm suggesting. No, I don't know.
You're suggesting something. I'm just trying to figure out what.
No, it's just the lengths that you know what I'm suggesting.
No, I don't.
Let's go to Dino from Bridgeport. I hope Dino has a Bridgeportian accent.
Hi, Dino.
Everybody sounds like Mayor Daley from Bridgeport. Hey, Dino.
What's that mean, chit-chat? What are you talking about? I'm waiting for Kevin Matthews to show up on this show.
That's not going to happen, sucky. Go ahead.
Oh, my friend, you're missing it. You're missing the bigger picture here, Bruce.
Sure.
And you're a bright fella. You should see this.
Sure.
Teddy's pulling from the constitutionalists. He's pulling from the lily white states. It's there on the map. You could see it. Pull out your map, chap. Look at the map. He's pulling in Utah. He's pulling in Iowa. He's pulling in Wisconsin. Now, that said, my friend, where is the big Donald pulling in from? He's pulling in from states where the folks have been mugged by the wonderful diversity machine. He's pulling in Michigan. He's pulling in Illinois. He's going to dominate Teddy in New York and Pennsylvania.
You know, you make a good point,
right
Dino.
there. It's
You
right
do.
there. And Chet, this just isn't for this election cycle. This is why the establishment's so upset. The monster's been awoken. Donald can retire tomorrow. Some other fella's going to come and jump on this wagon because it's there.
You know,
it's the unsaid. It's what people don't talk about.
You know
but
what?
It's what they feel
And Dino,
like.
I that's where I say that everybody loves something about Trump but hates himself for it. That's what I'm about. Because, yeah, I like Donald Trump because North Carolina came up with this reasonable legislation, and now Rahm Emanuel is trying to poach business from North Carolina because apparently in Illinois, a man is supposed to be able to go into a woman's bathroom, and that's why I support Donald Trump, even though he hasn't even
No, that
spoken
ain't
on
a
the
bad
position.
thing, my friend.
Thank you, Dino, from the 11th Ward. The wisdom from the 11th Ward.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I wanted to.
I'll explain this to
Okay.
you on the online show, which is
All right.
after here with Brett Baer.
Cool.
But we're going to have so many victories, and they're going to be great victories, and we're going to have them all the time.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
A beauty day to play 18, huh, Dale? 80 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. The forecast looks great for the next 3 days, too. Looks like we'll just schedule 3 more courses.